You gonna pop that can?
Oh, I thought you were. Hold on. That was solid.
That was good. Welcome to WeNeedWrestling. I didn't let you get your sip. That's Sleepy Boy Brett.
I don't know why. I've been a sleepy boy today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were up. We were traveling.
I didn't sleep too good last night.
Yeah, we were traveling the roads. The highways and byways. The highways and byways. We took in a little bit of Godzilla action last night. Godzilla on a work day.
Hey everyone, this is WeNeedWrestling.
WeNeedWrestling. We need Godzilla is what we need.
Go into the theaters to go see Godzilla.
Yes. -1.
-1.
Yes.
Go now.
It just got extended, longer time, more theaters, so we thought that was our last chance. And turns out, thanks to us, because we bought tickets. You're welcome.
Yeah, they said extended. We just needed 2 more tickets to put us over the top.
Exactly.
We were it.
Right.
You're welcome.
Right, exactly. They were like, listen, Music Pennsylvania is selling pretty good.
Yeah.
2 more and we'll make this decision.
Yeah, you're welcome, America.
Yeah, you're welcome. We did that. You're welcome, Japan.
You absolutely should go fucking see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we should have saved that for the Japanese part of the show. I guess not.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, it's so good.
It is really good. So go see that.
I kind of want to go see it. Yeah. So, hey, what's up?
What's going on?
How are we? How are
I'm
things?
good. I'm good, buddy.
Good.
Nothing particularly exciting to report.
Oh.
I don't think.
Is that good or bad?
I guess it's good, man. It's it's December. It's hibernation season.
Truly is hibernation.
You know what I mean? We got like an inch or so of snow on the ground today.
Notice my toes are
are covered.
That hurts my heart.
That's you're an open-toed man in a closed-toed world.
It's a fucking fact.
But so that was a bit of a shock. We're supposed to warm up. It's supposed to be like in the 60s this weekend.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's supposed to be the 50s this weekend.
Yeah,
I know we're talking about weather. We're breaking one of.
We need weather.
Yeah, this is
it works. We need weather.
We need weather.
It's a weather report.
There you go. I know, Joe doesn't like talking about the weather anymore.
No.
He's not a weather guy.
No?
It's one of his new podcast rules.
Oh, no more weather?
No more weather. No more weather speak for him.
Can I curse on here, though?
Sure can.
All right. I'm sorry, everybody. Hit them all. So, yeah, I don't have anything particular to report. It's hibernation season. It's the wintertime. It becomes...
You live in the literal mountains.
Right, I live in the mountains. It becomes that sort of time where... it's getting increasingly towards that time where we may be Skyping it. Or, I don't know what that other...
StreamYard.
StreamYard it?
Get in the fucking yard, bitch.
Right. Is that their tagline?
No, it should be, though. If you want to get real...
Write them up.
Real aggro with it, right?
Write them a letter.
Get in the fucking yard.
All
right. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to talk to Tim and see how that all works.
Oh, Tim runs StreamYard.
Yeah, yes, Tim is the owner of StreamYard.
He's the owner of StreamYard. Tim StreamYard is his name.
Yeah, little known fact.
Yeah. SY Tim is what we call him.
That's what we call him. SY Tim.
SY Tim. Tim SY. Timsy, baby.
Timsy.
So
sorry, Tim.
Listen to Final Wrestling Place. You are listening to We Need Wrestling. Are you okay? You're doing good? Everything's all right?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Man,
with sushi last night before Godzilla?
I'm not what I used to be, man.
You're certainly not. You're certainly not.
It sucks. I'm having a hard time accepting it.
Okay. All right.
But I'm not.
Yeah?
Can't do it anymore.
The age is catching up to you?
Yeah. It is. It's fucked up.
You're 34?
34.
Okay. Yeah. I forget that you're like 5 years younger than me. That's wild.
Yeah. Because you're an old.
I am. I mean, I'm much older than that if we're going by how you feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see mid-30s are when you can start to feel the slowdown.
Dude, I like naps now.
Yeah, well, I've always liked naps.
Big nap guy.
Yeah, you are a big nap guy.
I never used to like them.
Yeah.
Nap crew, stand up.
Michelle hates naps.
Yeah, I know she does.
The Royal Rumbler. We're teasing the Royal Rumble. We should have done a Y2J countdown for the Royal Rumbler coming up.
I like how the other week she's like, "Did you pick out which ones I'm watching?"
Right.
I don't fucking think that far.
Right. What are you know about? We do it on the show.
Yeah. I was like, we spin a wheel.
Right,
There's a sound effect and everything.
Right. Spin the wheel, make the deal.
The
sound effect. We have the wheel.
Yeah, we should have.
We have an actual wheel.
Yo, I should buy a wheel.
Yeah, I should. And just spin the Royal Rumble wheel.
I'll go on Amazon right now.
There you go.
We'll put Michelle's face in the middle of the wheel.
Yeah. Right.
I'm kind of into that.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll put her face. I'll put Ultimate Warrior makeup on it. It's the Royal Rumbler.
Perfect. That's perfect.
But
she would hate that.
She would absolutely hate that, which means we should do it.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's. I don't have anything else. Like my life is good. I'm fine. Everything's all right. You're good.
Yeah,
we
dude.
shared a delicious dinner before Godzilla.
Oh my god, that's.
We avoided an international incident. Prior,
we sure did, huh?
which I had to recant to Michelle today, and I could not stop laughing. It is.
Hey.
It'll stay, but that's all you're gonna get. Sign up for the Patreon. Send me $20, and I'll tell you the whole story.
I mean, I'll give the goods away. I don't give a shit. So here we go.
We're gonna make money on this.
Well, you know. Let's all laugh at my pain.
Okay, I mean, this isn't wrestling related. I wasn't going to tell it, but
well,
if you want to tell it.
I was certainly wrestling with something.
If you want to tell it, you go right ahead.
So yesterday, myself and my good friend DJ.
That's me.
We go to Comics on the Green.
We do?
Which, hey, guys, I'm going to do a comic book.
Oh.
Brett does a comic book. It's going to happen. I'm going to actually read.
Okay.
I hate reading.
You do.
But with my work situation, sometimes I have a lot of time on my hands.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like,
Too much time on your hands.
That was beautiful.
Take it away.
And I'm like,
take it away.
I'm sick of just looking at my phone all day.
Sorry.
So I was like, hey, I kind of want to just like, I don't know, what are you going to have me read, Preacher?
I think it's for a person who hates reading.
I don't hate reading.
Well, for a person who doesn't know how to read.
My attention span is very
I think Preacher's a home run for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, hey, everyone, I'm going to do
Preacher's a home
comics. So while we're at said comic book store, I start feeling a little rumbly in my tumbly.
Right.
And I'm going, oh, that's weird. Mm-hmm. And we get in your car, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm probably going to have to, hit the head.
Yes. Correct.
And we decided to go to a sushi restaurant in Moosic, Pennsylvania.
Right, which is what we've been doing before movies. It's excellent.
That's all I want to do anymore.
Excellent. Excellent. So shout out Akita. Not a sponsor.
I sent a picture to my uncle this morning,
Yeah.
and he was like, yo, that looks amazing.
Their sushi's real good.
So, we get there. I say, hey, order.
To hit it up before the Von Erichs movie in a couple weeks.
Joe ain't gonna go eat fucking sushi.
Joe will eat sushi.
Joe, are you a sushi man?
Joe will eat sushi.
Answer us back.
Joe's eating chicken wing pizza. He'll eat sushi
That
now.
is a whole. I mean, hey, we're
It's a whole era. It's a whole era.
It's a whole new
Right, he's a new man. It's an era of experimentation.
So I said, hey, order me a water because this ain't gonna,
Right. So I ordered your drink like we were on a date.
I'm sure. Yes. Bathroom, do my business.
Yep.
Go to flush the toilet. Toilet ain't flushing.
Amen.
I'm standing there. I'm in a panic in this bathroom because I can hear somebody on the outside trying to get in. They jiggled the handle.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
jiggle the handle.
I was just like, no, this ain't good.
Yeah.
And it just won't go down because their toilet's broke. Mm-hmm. Literally, the flusher was broke.
Right. It just didn't. It didn't do anything. It didn't try.
I went to flush it. It just
nothing. Like you didn't clog it.
No, it just broke.
Right.
So I texted you.
Yes.
And you son of a bitch, you didn't read it. And it made me real upset.
Right. So this is my favorite part of the story is that I'm sitting there trying to figure out what sushi we're going to get. And I've ordered your water.
Thank you.
And I'm reading the sushi because I'm trying to remember what we got last time because it was delicious. Maybe I want something new. I'm very excited. I love sushi.
Yes.
And you come out of the bathroom and you shuffle over, if you will, and your head's hanging a little low. And you look at me and you go, why didn't you answer my text?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went, oh, you texted me.
Yeah, I sure did.
And then I looked and it explained the situation. And it said, what do I do?
Yeah. I didn't know what to do.
Oh, my God.
So finally I was like, well, DJ ain't coming to save me, so I got to face this on my own.
What did you want me to do?
I don't know. Cause a distraction so I could run out. So nobody would notice who
Throw
left.
a smoke bomb.
Yeah.
And we leave.
Yeah. Divert everyone's attention away from the bathroom.
Okay.
And so I'd come out and be like, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
I walk out and I make eye contact with some dude.
Yep.
I was like, hey, man.
Who was there to pick up an order and ask if they had a bathroom? I heard that part.
Yes. And I was like, hey, man. I was like, probably don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
I was like, their toilet's broke. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah. I go, yeah. I was like, trust me, you probably don't want to go in there.
Yep.
And then I sat very nervously eating.
You did. You were very nervous.
Eating sushi the rest of the time.
Well, so we ordered the sushi, and you're very nervous.
I was fucking petrified.
You're afraid you're going to get called out. I said, just blame it on the other guy. Like, nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
But my favorite part this is fucking. I don't know if people actually want to hear this stuff from a wrestling podcast, but I don't care. You're sitting at the table. And I see one of the sushi chefs, because it's a small joint. So in the sushi bar has like the 3 chefs working, cranking out awesome fucking sushi.
It's so good.
And I see one of them go to the bathroom. And I was like, oh no, one of them's going to the bathroom. And he goes into the bathroom. He comes out of the bathroom. And then they start talking to each other.
Oh, I heard them talking.
And you say, oh no, they're talking to each other.
Yep. I fucking knew it, man.
And then another cook goes in the bathroom and comes out, and then they say something, and then the server goes in and they say something. And at this point, every person who works at this restaurant is talking about the. Yeah. I'm assuming the bathroom.
I would. Yes, I think it's a safe bet. I think it's a safe bet. I tried to compliment our waitress, being, "Oh yes, this is a very fine establishment."
You were like overly polite.
I was
you weren't drawing any attention to yourself whatsoever.
I was like, I really love this place. The food's the best. Here's a great restaurant you guys have here. You know,
what a fine establishment you have here, ma'am.
Please don't kick me out.
And so we enjoyed our food and we left without incident. There was no sort of extra.
My picture's going to be up on the fucking window next time I go back.
That would be hilarious. They're going to go there back and they're going to need you to ask for a key like it's a gas station.
Seriously. Fuck. So you're going to have you sign a fucking like a hall pass thing.
I did use the facilities when we were leaving. Just a quick in and out. And everything was on the up and up. The toilet was flushed and flushed for me.
It's not my fault your toilet didn't work.
Well, like
how am I supposed to know?
You said when you sat down, you said, what am I supposed to do? Make sure it flushes before I sit?
Yeah.
Like, it's not my job to check on your toilet.
Yeah. Like, come on now.
They did present you with a working toilet. And then it wasn't a working toilet.
Yeah, like, because if they didn't have a working toilet, they wouldn't be open.
And it did take a lot of pressure to, like, push the handle.
There was pressure on
it. But you knew. I was like, did you not push hard enough? No. Like, no, I pushed real hard.
I was like, I held it down.
And then I did hold the handle down, too. So, yeah, that was international incident avoided before going to see Godzilla.
I feel like I need to go back up there this week. I'm like, hey, guys. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
Anything I can do? Like,
you scrub the toilets, you heathen.
Sorry, everyone. Here's $20 each.
Just pay them off.
Please never speak of this
That would
again.
be hilarious.
Next time I know we're going there, I'm just going to shave my head before we go. They're like, no, they won't recognize me.
Head shave, beard shave.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking
I'll keep the mustache, but then I'll buy the glasses with the nose and keep the mustache.
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's fucking hilarious.
I was a nervous Nelly, man.
Oh, you were. It was incredible. It was so good. So, more of the story, go see Godzilla.
Yo, for real, though, go see Godzilla.
All right.
So fucking good. Hashtag piss corn.
That nobody's going to understand.
Nope.
This is our show. Fuck you.
I wish I could be the name of
this show is for us.
This is our show. Fuck you.
So let's talk wrestling. You said you have some news bits.
Do, yeah.
All right, and I have a news bit that's a speculation that'll wrap around to sort of an adjustment of last week's conversation.
Okay, because that was definitely my first piece that I had.
Okay, we can open up with that.
Let's just fucking talk about it now. So it came out. We have a lot of newsies this week. Shout out Dookie with your newsies. Get it. Isn't that a Disney thing? Newsies?
Mm-hmm. It's a Disney movie.
Shoesies on Newsies?
Christian Bale's in it. I watched it not that long ago.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, for the first time. Because when I was doing that. Like,
how was it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't like it. It's a musical.
Oh yeah, I won't like it. Sorry.
I like it, but it's Newspaper Boys.
Not
but
a musical, man.
I watched
music.
when I was working my way through the alphabet. I was like having a hard time finding out what movies I wanted to watch, so I went alphabetically, and Newsies was in one of them because Christian Bale's in it.
Newsies.
So I watched Newsies for the first time.
All right. Oh, where'd my screen go? There's my screen. All right. So,
Yes.
It got announced the other day, I believe, by Justin Barrasso for Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
There was like talks of this a little while ago. Mm-hmm. It kind of got, whatever. Who cares? Like, haha, this ain't happening. Then this report came out the other day that one Mr. Kazuchika Okada will be a free agent at the beginning of 2024.
Yes.
Now, is he going to stay with New Japan? More than likely.
Yeah.
But it's fun to think about.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any actual credence to him leaving. If he did, I would imagine he would have probably an AEW contract that allowed him to work both.
Yeah, similar to one like that Ospreay got,
right?
Where he could go work with the bigger shows.
But I don't think that Okada's going to the WWE. Like the speculation immediately kicked off with.
Yeah, because originally, what was it, about a month ago? That's where.
Yeah, well, and I guess Nakamura, which we all thought he was talking about Punk or whatever, eventually said that he was bringing the chaos.
Yeah.
So everybody speculated that was going to be Okada. It's not. It's just he's just using words. He's just saying things.
Yeah. Well,
in a promo.
And kind of like we'll go back and revisit Tim's question.
Yes. Last week's episode, we sort of was asked, what was it about Dark Age, of them going into a Dark Age, if that's what we're looking at again.
Yeah. If they don't step it up.
Yeah.
And again, this is all hypothetical. I really don't see Okada leaving. If Okada leaves, they are in trouble.
Yes, I agree.
That would be such a big blow to that company.
Huge.
There's nobody else that's ever been on that level.
I mean, he's their biggest star since Tanahashi.
Yeah,
and Tanahashi's still there, obviously, but like
it's not.
It's
not Tanahashi,
right? He's their biggest star since in the last 10 years. He's arguably their biggest star since the original Musketeers. Like Tana's the ace and is a huge star, but like Okada is transcendent.
Yeah.
And he's still only like 36.
36 years old,
and that's the other thing too with him jumping. Like 36, he's still pretty young. And granted, like there's not a lot for him. He's had every matchup pretty much possible in New Japan, which was why you should be bringing in new talent you can trust so that Okada can beat them too. But
yes,
if he was to leave, like if we're living in the fantasy world where Okada says I'm leaving and New Japan doesn't throw all the money in the world at him to keep him to stay.
Yeah.
It is dark times, and that's going to be everyone's opportunity to open up and start coming for them.
Could you imagine?
I can't, honestly. And maybe you will. I mean, stranger things have happened, right?
They have, and I don't see it. Not a lot of people see it, but boy, it's fun to think about.
Right. I think people just overlook like contract. Everybody makes a big deal when contracts are coming up, and they're like, well, people just don't negotiate it, whatever it is. I'm sure they have talks, but they're not public and whatever. I do have in my mind what I think, if Okada did leave, the thing that I would do, now this is maybe just a me thing, probably not, but I think it would be crowd pleasing to not heal the wound. This is not a long-term solution. This is a let's get the fans to think about something else for a month or two.
Tomohiro Ishii wins the IWGP title.
That's exactly what it is.
I knew that where that was going.
It's exactly what it is. And I understand it's my guy, right? But like, the dude is a fan favorite.
Sure.
The dude is beloved. He's never going to get that fucking belt. So if Okada leaves and everyone is like, oh my God, Okada leaves, you need to do something that they haven't seen before. And just for a month or two,
drop some interest.
The fans would be like, oh shit, Ishii finally gets it because Ishii's loved. And, it keeps it in chaos, all that sort of stuff. I really do. I think that would be, it's not a long-term solution. It is a buy us some good grace from the fans for 2 months while we figure this shit out. Yeah. Because Tana's had it. It's not going to, Ishii is this guy who I think even the Japanese fans are like, why the fuck hasn't this dude had this belt? And that time is pretty much past. And I still love him. He's still great. I'm going to talk about him later. But I do. I think that would be the stall. That would be just buy us a couple of months, a couple of weeks to figure this out, and so the fans don't burn the company down.
Mr. Ishii, save us.
Right. So the fans don't burn the company down. We're gonna put you there, and then what you do is you take Ishii, who is beloved, you give him a 2-month run, and then he loses the belt to Shooter or Suge or not Ren Narita. Fuck you.
Why? Oh.
You dead to me. But
shout out Gato.
House of not going to watch that on television. But yeah, I think that's and then that gives a guy who is trusted, who's beloved, who can have good matches, losing to a young talent that everybody's like, oh, all right, this legitimizes him because Ishii is just a beloved figure. Yeah. So that's where I would go. Again, if not Ishii, then you go Taguchi, and then Bryan Danielson Taguchi hold the IWGP Championship together, and then wrestling ends.
Finn.
That's it.
Yeah. Again, it's not something I think
purely fucking speculation
will happen.
No, I don't think
but
so. It's fun to play around, right? What's wrestling good for if not fantasy booking situations that absolutely will never fucking happen?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Speaking of situations that it sounds like in the future may no longer happen.
Ooh.
WWE house shows.
Yes.
So one of the higher ups at TKO.
Are they ending house shows?
They talked about it this week. Whoa. I guess there was he said they don't really make money.
Right. Not the point of them.
And they kind of want to get away from like the C&D towns.
Okay. That's how businesses reel up.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we don't need these fucking small towns anymore.
Like they said, they're not cost effective. They don't make money.
Not supposed to. It's called a loss leader. Look it up.
And this is a new regime.
Right. Oh, it's a much bigger machine. Right.
Yes. So,
right. Well, and
I talked a little bit this week with a friend of mine about it, and just about the importance of house shows. This is where you get that local town, some fun wrestling, nothing too serious, nothing too overwhelming with like a TV taping. Right. Get the crowd involved, test shit out, work shit out in your matches, and that like what was the famous saying with comedians, like if you can get them to laugh in Wilkes-Barre, you can get them to laugh anywhere. Like that. But then I also said on the same token, like Wilkes-Barre is a historically C-D town,
but a B now.
I go now ain't anymore.
For now, it can always drop back down,
and it can, no doubt.
Right.
But for the foreseeable future,
it's hot town.
It's hot. The last two, when Raw came there, when SmackDown came there the last time, that was when they celebrated Roman Reigns 1,000 days.
Yep.
Sold out.
Right.
Wilkes-Barre don't sell out. Sold out town.
Yeah.
When Raw was just there, a couple weeks ago.
Set the record for the building.
Set the record for the highest grossing event, wrestling event in the building. I mean, they're just
for sure. They're riding high,
booming,
and it is a different machine now. So they will like sort of start to lose the voices that say, "Hey, these small town shows are important." The one thing that you said that I think is the most important, because a lot of people, I think even us included at some points, would say one of AEW's issues is they didn't have anywhere for their talent to work shit out.
Yep.
And they weren't their talent doesn't have a place to get reps outside of being on live television.
Yeah.
And WWE has that. WWE loses that. You have NXT.
And I wonder if that's what they're thinking, like, but this is what NXT's for,
right?
But
you still sort of lose to use the comedian tip on that. Like, it's a good place to see if an idea lands or not.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, then not to do it on TV.
Yeah.
But if it lands in Allentown, probably going to land when you run it on Raw the next week.
Yeah.
Or, if it lands in wherever, Bumblefuck, Indiana, famous wrestling town.
Yes. My second favorite town.
Yeah. It, you can then run it on SmackDown. Like it, but if it doesn't land, not to do it because a TV crowd isn't going to fall for it either.
Yeah.
And you lose that. You lose some of that. You can lose some really good stuff. Then people are only doing what they know works. Unless you're somebody like the Hardys and the only thing you know is stuff that doesn't work. Yeah, I think they're important, but the corporate machine that is not run by a fucking carny, well, not run by a wrestling carny, anyway, is not going to see the value in that. They just want the machine, their money in, money out.
And I understand that. It is a little, like, sucks from a fundamental standpoint of wrestling,
Yeah.
House shows were always meant, like, especially, the family's like, hey, we're hitting the smaller towns. The tickets aren't as expensive, Come out, bring your family, your kids get to see wrestling live. It's cool as shit.
Right. So, and that's the loss leader, right? It's a thing in business. It says loss leader involves selling a product or service at a price that is not profitable, but is sold to attract new customers or to sell additional products and services to those customers.
Yeah.
It's common practice when a business first enters that market, but the WWE is always trying to grow their audiences. Wrestling is always trying to bring in a new person in the next generation. So, like, I think they serve a role in that, unless they're losing catastrophic amounts of money, which I don't think they are. But like, it's just a great place to work shit out. It's the comedy club of touring comedians.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It's your wisecrackers.
Right. Exactly. It's right. It's your, club dates for some bands. It's an interesting, and again, they got enough money behind them that they're all right. Right. Like they're riding high, right? They're shitting in the tall grass. So like,
right now.
Yeah, right. So they don't see they're so high up. They're like, well, we're so high up, we can't see the bottom. So that means there's no bottom.
Yeah.
But it can change.
It can change.
It'll take one Jinder Mahal and everything will fall apart.
Injuries can happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Booking decisions that don't get over.
Absolutely. Yep.
It can happen.
Right. You don't push LA Knight and see what happens. But it's interesting because NXT is kind of a different animal, right? I guess you can consider you using NXT that way. But then once these people get out of NXT, then they're sort of stuck.
Remember when NXT used to be like a touring brand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are fun shows. I would still do house shows with NXT, but that's probably definitely losing money. But
ain't nobody coming out to those.
No. And especially, and there's the other side of that too is, if you send a guy out, and like Roman Reigns ain't working house shows, but like you send a guy like Cody Rhodes out to these house shows and, because people know him, you want to have that match and he tears a fucking pec on a house show, then you're losing even more money.
Yeah.
But normally on a house show, you're not going to do anything that's going to, you're going to reduce your risk.
Yeah, you do have to wonder if they just want to fully transition it to just like a television product. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about these house shows anymore.
I mean, they're under the same umbrella under UFC, and UFC's not running fight nights at the Kingston Armory. So,
and I saw this. I don't know who it was for TKO, but he said they want to run more UFC fight nights.
Jesus Christ!
Me personally, and this isn't wrestling, but I think they're
both fake sports. We're good.
UFC ran. That's true. UFC ran so many events. That it really watered it down for me. Mm-hmm. Where I was like, oh, I don't care at this point.
UFC is certainly it's making money, but it's not what it was. It's not as interesting as it was.
No.
And more events means more fighters, which means thinning the pool. Yeah. And then you're gonna have to match up good fighters, mediocre fighters against mediocre fighters, because you put just because you need a heavyweight fight and you put Derek Lewis in the ring against some guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, he's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Look at the story, look at Paddy Pimblett. Everybody thought he was the fucking second coming of Conor McGregor.
Well, that's been the UFC problem for years. It's like they were taking these young, exciting prospects and pushing them too hard, and then they got beat once and they go, who cares?
Right.
Paige Van Zandt. Mm-hmm. Who's that other? Sage Northcutt. He was another one. You took these guys and you tried to push them in personality. That's the future.
Yeah.
You pushed them too fast.
How's Colby Covington doing?
Hopefully terribly.
Yep. I hope he has a bad holiday season.
Yeah, he sucks, man.
What else you got news-wise?
So the last thing that I have, this came out today and I thought it was pretty fucking dope. Outsports, at Outsports on Twitter, they are a sports news and commentary that really focuses on the LGBTQ plus community. They highlight a lot of out LGBTQ plus athletes, which I think is cool as shit. They did today their QWI, which stands for Queer Wrestler Index, so the QWI 200. And number one that got named was Maxime Paler.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool as shit.
Max, our pick from last year's Gender Neutral.
Yeah.
And also got unjustly eliminated from that tournament due to shenanigans in the fuck around playground.
Yeah, due to more bad creative.
Yeah.
Adam, it's not a shot. We're just kidding. I promise. So Max, though, good for Maxime Paler.
Yep, Max
they're killing it.
Yes, big fan.
They did have a big year over in Japan in Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Max is a princess.
Even getting, I think, they're the NWA, is it the women's TV champion?
Yes.
Is that the belt?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the belt.
That's confusing.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, good for Maxime Paler. Good for getting some notoriety. Well-deserved. LVAC alum. Still has probably my favorite LVAC moment ever, where they beat the shit out of Dan Champion around Sokol's, throwing trash cans full of beer bottles breaking everywhere, and just hearing Doug Primal scream while that happened. Awesome for Max. We were big fans. I know the last LVAC, I think all of us got our picture taken with Max there. Yep. Like, I remember running over to Adam, like, dude, Max is taking pictures. He's like, let's fucking go.
And we bought the little we all got plushies.
Yeah, of them. So very cool for Max. I think that's a nice recognition.
Yes.
And that's all that I had.
Yes. Max rules. We like Max.
Yeah. Shout out Max.
All right.
So what do you have, Google News, man?
So hold on. Pro Wrestling News. Jack Perry. Remember him? Huh? Remember him? Remember Jack Perry?
Why you fucking tweeting during the goddamn show?
Oh, sorry. Because I was looking up the thing.
Yeah, Ed. It was me, Ed.
I just said it on the show, but it was your. I liked it so much. I took on taking credit for Adam's fucking around playground.
That's all right. I'm used to people never steal shit.
That's right. Steal shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody else does. Mine too. Anyway, Jack Perry files for trademark Jungle Boy.
Under Boy Myth Legend LLC or something.
Oh, is it true?
Fucking
hold on, we're getting there. According to documents available in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Perry filed to trademark the names Jungle Boy and Jack Perry for wrestling purposes on December 5th. The filings were made through attorney Michael E. Dawkins on behalf of
the wrestling lawyer. That's Broski's Carney bullshit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Boy Myth Legend Incorporated.
There you go.
Perry is yet to return AEW. Let's see. Brian Alvarez, noted scoop getter. I almost got Alvarez last night.
Dude,
what do we have to do? We just had to rewind a little bit.
Yeah, that's literally it.
We almost got Alvarez. But recently noted on the Observer that he believes Perry's suspension has been lifted, and AEW is simply waiting for the right time to bring him back. Do you know when the right time is? Never. The purposes of both trademarks are listed as entertainment and the nature of wrestling contests. Entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibits and performances by a professional wrestler and entertainer. Entertainment services, namely live appearances by a professional wrestler and sports entertainer. Entertainment services, namely personal appearances by professional... are we supposed to look at this as him wanting to own that name so he can take it elsewhere?
Go ahead.
Or, yeah, right, go ahead. Right, immediately. Goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
From SE Scoops.
Straight Edge Scoops.
Sure. Indie wrestler compelled to retire following neck injury. Valentina Loca.
Don't know who that is.
Nope. Loca began competing in 2017, is popular in her involvement with pro wrestling promotions Glory Pillow, Rise, and Shimmer.
Sure.
She took to her Instagram to reveal the bad news. Well, time to rip off the Band-Aid. Never been one for dramatics, so I'll try to keep this short. My time in wrestling is coming to a close. The writing on the wall has been there for a while, but today it was made definite. Your girl's neck, so she had a horrible neck injury, apparently. Her final match on October 28th, Izzy B against Blair Onyx and Kaya McKenna. So there you go. That gives you all you need to know. But Valentina Loca, they didn't say the name of the headline. Let me see. I don't know the person. Valentina Loca wrestler. That's a shame though. You know that the neck injury isn't a great deal for anybody. But yeah. So I don't know.
Cool.
The Susan Shimmer. All right. Well, that's not the best news that I've ever read on this show.
Nope. That might be the worst one so far.
It's possible. It's very possible. I was like, oh, indie wrestler. Let me see what that is. All right. Here's a name we all know.
So you know, we don't fucking do this in advance.
Right. No, not at all.
This is legit
not at all.
DJ Googling wrestling.
From eWrestlingNews.com, very reputable source.
Entertainment.
It just says eWrestling, eWrestlingNews.com, maybe the e-network. This is a name we all know. I mean, this ain't too far away. This is going to be taking place wherever Creator Pro Wrestling runs.
I think it's in Long Island.
Okay, Creator Pro.
That's Myers School.
It is Creator Pro's Frostbite 2 event, December 14th. It is. It's Leo Sparrow.
Yeah, you know Leo Sparrow.
I do know Leo Sparrow. And GKM, I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Versus Brian Myers.
Okay.
And the returning ECW legend, Chris Chetty.
You know, I've been hearing that Chetty's been training for a while to come back.
Yeah, that's Taz's cousin.
Remember when he broke his neck?
I do.
That was fucking gnarly.
Chris Chetty was good, man.
I like
he got on for sure.
Chetty and Nova.
First time in 10 years man. he's returning to the ring. So that's some good news for Chris.
Dude,
Chetty.
I love how big of a Mark Myers is for ECW.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That reminds me, it involves Myers. You'll appreciate this. I was listening to the majors this week. So I guess last week they were kind of like burying Power Town a little bit. They're like, boy, they lost all momentum.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just no announcements, no nothing. Then that announcement for Series 2 came out. And he's like, yeah, man, he's like, it's really cool. He goes, listen, I'm going to understand, like, not a lot of people are going to be excited about Dory Funk Jr. figures. But when I saw it, I was like, fuck yeah.
Right.
I was like, hey, there's a DJ.
Right, I'm buying one.
Yeah. But I just thought that was silly.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for Chris Chetty. Cheddarino. The Chedmeister. You got anything else?
Yeah, I got, here was a Exiled Bullet Club member files for key trademark. But we're not reading anything about that asshole. I'm not even going to fucking name him.
Ex-Bullet Club member. Cody Hall.
No.
Yeah, fucking.
We'd talk about Cody Hall on here if we needed to. And I'm on page 3. WWE still planning to launch NXT Europe. Good luck with that.
Dude, I saw today, man, they have a lot of big, like, overseas shows coming up.
Yeah.
February.
Well, AEW embarrassed them, so they got to go and rack up the fucking...
February, they're going to Australia.
Yeah.
Then they have a show in Berlin. Then Backlash is in France this year. That's fucking wild.
I get Shawn Michaels. They did a little press conference today, media call because NXT Deadline is coming up.
Yes,
and I guess he was asked about it, and he said that
that's on Saturday.
He hinted that the sort of their international shows coming up are to try and test the market to see if NXT Europe is sort of worth happening. So,
well, that'll go over just like NXT UK did,
and that's the news.
That's the news.
That's the news.
All right,
whether you like it or not,
you don't have to like it, but you got to learn to love it.
Yes.
So, I guess we'll get into wrestling we watch.
Yes, let's get into wrestling we watch this week. Unless you got more news.
No, that's all I have.
We're gonna take Tim's new question later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to wait for it. Timsy.
When do we want to answer that?
When do we want to answer?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You want to do it now? You want to do it later? Tim.
We'll do it after Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
We're gonna make Timsy wait for it.
Fucking me up calling him Timsy. Timsy. All right. So, I watched some Monday Night Raw.
Okay, I'm sure you did.
I did because the first 45 minutes of the show all involved Drew McIntyre.
They just let him with a mic out there for 45 minutes. He read a story.
No.
Read some Scottish
promo, match.
To the sword demonstration.
Backstage attack.
Oh, okay.
So
you had to properly wear a kilt?
Sort of sword demonstration. Yeah, so the little shish kebab. Yeah. Shout out Wings on Wings. Did that episode drop?
I don't think so.
Well,
was that last week's?
You'll figure out when you get to the meat sword.
That's right.
Meat
sword.
So Drew McIntyre, they've been kind of teasing him turning heel.
I thought he was leaving the company, Brett. I thought he was so mad that Phil from Chicago's there that he's leaving the company.
Yeah, guys, he was so angry.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I read that somewhere.
You sure did. God damn fucking ugh. So he's out there just kind of. So I guess last week he wanted Rollins for the title. Rollins just told him no. Next man up is Jey Uso.
Okay, weird.
And he's been getting pissed. So he's out there. He tells the truth now because the truth hurts.
Well, tell him when he's telling lies.
Yeah, well, that's true. Right. Stealing Phil's shtick. Yes, goddammit. So Sammy comes out.
It's only Phil's shtick if he says he's not telling lies when he's actually telling lies. If Drew says he's telling the truth and then he's actually telling the truth, that's not Phil's shtick.
Stop stealing Phil. So Sammy comes out. He's like, anything you got to say about me, you can say to my face.
Okay.
Then they go on to have like a 2-segment match and fucking rock.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so good. Drew was like, his overhead belly to belly throws are crazy. Yeah. He wins with the Claymore kick. Sammy would like hurt his ankle a little bit.
Okay.
And he couldn't get back up, but he was finally getting back up with the ref's help, and Drew just chop blocks him. Nice. I was like, heal, you son of a bitch. And then he fucking beat Sammy.
Okay.
Which was very good. It was a good fucking match.
Yeah.
I like Drew McIntyre. I know we had a little discussion about Drew McIntyre in the Discord.
Yeah.
The soon to be named network Discord.
True. It's all of ours.
Yes. And sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I got distracted by myself. God, I'm handsome.
I really got to take the mirrors off this table.
Yeah, seriously, fuck. You do a good job cleaning this table.
It's true. Spit shine just for you, buddy.
Thanks, pal. So then Sammy's in the back. They're helping him out. Mm-hmm. And Drew jumps him in the back.
I did see they did like an injury angle backstage.
Yeah,
like maybe Sammy's off TV out. Or something. Yeah.
So I was like, fuck yeah. This is the Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want.
It's just because Sammy threw his ankle too high up in the air and it snapped.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, big fan of him.
Yeah, I like Drew.
What else did I watch on Raw? I watched a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match.
You only watched 2 of the 3 falls.
I only watched 2 out of said 3 falls. Okay. No. So
you skipped the middle one. It was real hard to do, but you did it.
Yeah. It was like, we know who won the first one. They ain't gonna win the second one. That's just how that goes.
Man, when was the last time somebody just took a 2 falls?
Sweep, right, man?
Yeah. Because then it's like 2 out of 3 falls. Everybody's like, they're going to go 1 and 1.
Yeah, and it always does.
Wasn't there one a while ago that went DQ for like the first one? Or something? Or was like a draw on the first one or something?
How did you draw on the first one?
I don't know. I remember like trying to figure out how they made that make sense. I don't remember what it was though.
All you 2 out of 3 falls connoisseurs out there, please hit our line.
Right.
So it was DIY.
Okay.
Who has real bad theme music now.
Oh, they don't have the old like...
No. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Against Imperium.
Well, that seems lopsided.
Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci.
That's like adults beating up children.
Ludwig Kaiser needs to wear bigger panties because his dick line's almost showing. It freaked me out.
You say bigger, I say smaller. It's,
Tighten it up, brother.
Tighten it up. Right, exactly. We're working stiff tonight, brother.
Well, are you sitting? No, you're sitting stiff.
Yeah. I ain't working nothing. Are you kidding me?
Gee, what is happening? So it was good, man. Yeah. Like I a couple weeks ago I mentioned that where I thought Raw was maybe building towards like a good tag team division.
Yeah.
And like this was good.
You're becoming a little bit of a Raw head. A Raw head Rex, if you will.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah.
Listen, man, you give me good wrestling on television.
Right, I agree.
Like,
sure.
Drew Sammy was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This was like 20 minutes.
Right.
And then the last thing I watched, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso for the world title, that was like 25 minutes. So, You give me long wrestling, like good wrestling matches on TV, I'm not going to complain.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, of course, there's like your weird, silly shit that happens. I ain't watching Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler.
Oh, but she messed up 2 different moves.
She sure did, and I'm all set on that over here. But Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, I thought, again, a very good TV main event, you know, for the world title.
Sure.
Obviously, Rollins wins. Afterwards, Drew McIntyre jumps both of them.
Okay.
I was like, cool, you start the show with Drew, kind of on the verge of turning heel.
He's taking over.
Well, I like it because it was like he's on that verge of turning heel, and then by the end of the show, like, oh no, he's a full blown bad guy now. You know,
good.
He beat up and took out 3 of your top baby faces.
Sure,
cool. I'm all about that.
All right,
but it was good, man. I enjoyed it.
Drew's a big boy. I swear,
NXT house show, dude.
I take or leave Drew McIntyre. I've never had anything against the guy. I like 3-man band. I did.
Yeah,
they were funny. I was a Jinder fan when he was champion. Even
you never wanted to hinder him.
I would never hinder the Jinder, but
the modern day Maharaja.
That's right. But like when he come out with the card, like it was awesome. But when we saw Drew at that NXT house show at the casino, like against Andrade.
Crazy.
And the match was great, but when he came out and stood on the corner, like facing us, we were just both like, "What the fuck?"
I think we're both like, "Hey, yeah, put him on TV, make him the world champ
immediately."
Now.
You can't like seeing him live as a different animal. He's a giant fucking human, and like he's not even the biggest guy on the roster.
No,
but like he just looks like massive. He's just beefy. Like he's just beefy. Fucking crazy. So so ever since that moment, I'm like, yeah, Drew's awesome. I don't care. Like I don't care.
I agree.
Take a poop in the ring, and have it not flush, and I'll just be like, I still like this dude. It don't matter. It's a beefy boy.
Those non-flushing rings.
Non-flushing rings and stuff.
All right. So moving on from WWE.
Yes.
I did watch something else.
Did you watch anything from SmackDown? You didn't do Smack? Okay.
No. I didn't do Smack. Not this weekend.
Maybe
this upcoming weekend.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see where I'm at with my life and what the world's doing.
Do you think somebody when they remember that they had that Talking Smack show?
Yeah.
Do you think somebody didn't know what it meant and like they were in the pitch meeting for this and were like, what do we name this show? And they were like doing Smack.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we can't call it that. Like somebody's like, Google that and then tell me if you still think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Smack.
Dude, I miss Talking Smack. Danielson and Renee were so good together. Remember him talking about James Ellsworth, what his nickname was in the locker room?
I don't remember the nickname, but I remember.
The Big Hog.
Oh, yeah, the Big Hog, right. Yep.
And then the fucking one interview with AJ Styles and Danielson goes, why are we listening to what he says? He's a flat earther. AJ's like, I'm not a flat earther. I'm just saying there's some things out there that are interesting. And Danielson's like, yeah, he's a flat earther.
That's hilarious.
Plus that crazy Miz promo that one time against Danielson, which was amazing.
Where they thought they were going to kill each other for real.
I was like, oh my, they're going to fight.
Yeah.
But transition from that, I watched Sukeban.
Oh, Sukeban.
This is their second event.
Yes.
So this was down in Miami. This was last night. It was free on their TikTok and free on the CEO Gaming Twitch channel.
Okay.
The nice thing about Twitch is I guess you can keep your streams up, like your past streams. So I went to their channel this morning and I was like, oh shit, there it is. No bad person on commentary, which is a plus.
That's good. What's the channel? What sports?
CEO Gaming.
What do they do? Are they a video game company? Are they sports gambling?
Do you remember? Oh my god, one of the early AEW shows, not Fight for the Fallen,
Fyter Fest.
Fyter Fest.
Okay.
Like the first one or two was like almost like a split promotion. AEW CEO Gaming.
Okay.
So they're involved with like the wrestling world. Like they're I remember they're I don't know if he's the owner or whatever, that Alex Gelbally or some shit his name is.
Okay.
He's worked a couple matches. I think he like wrestled like Michael Nakazawa or some shit.
Fyter Fest CEO Taku 2023.
Yeah. So Like New Japan ran like a show, I think, at one of their.
It's a fighting game specific. It says for Community Effort Orlando, and it's an annual fighting game event held in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yeah. So
interesting.
So it was live on there. So the ring, it was at a skate park, an outdoor skate park.
Okay, I like it.
And the ring was surrounded by like a lighting rig, its own like lighting rig.
Okay.
And it was like under
people skating.
No, I wish. But it was
real WCW vibes if they had like a skate park with just skateboarders ripping sick tricks.
But it was
and then one kid on a scooter.
It was under. It was underneath the highway.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of like FDR skate park, like in Philly. Mm-hmm. So
sounds of freedom, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was funny. Like during the show, you would hear like cops going by. Oh yeah. And you hear people like in like sports cars were like revving it up and shit. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty packed, man. I think they said there was like 1,500 people there.
Oh yeah. That's cool. It's a good draw.
It was. They had some production issues, of course.
Yeah. Sure.
Pretty much the whole show, you could hear like the production guys be like, "All right, fucking here comes Harajuku Stars, go!" You know, like you could hear it. But it was a fun show.
Yeah. That first one was fun.
They crowned their first Sukeban World Champion.
Was Bull Nakano there again?
Bull was there. Bull got a huge ovation. Yeah. It was awesome.
Next time they're in the area, we're going to go because I want to just fall at the feet of Bull Nakano.
I absolutely would. So their champion is Commander Nakajima.
Okay.
Who's Arisa Nakajima. They defeated Ichigo Sayaka, who was Unagi Sayaka.
Okay.
I'm still a Dangerous Liaisons fan.
Yeah. Was Fukujin Death there in her other gimmick?
Yes.
As the nerdy lady?
Who did they lose to? It was like Otaku-chan.
Okay. They
lost to Crush You.
Oh, well, it's Van Hansen's favorite wrestler.
You won with a second rope splash.
Nice.
Stray Cat was there.
Okay.
Rina Yamashita was there.
Oh.
You had, the Vandals. Poor Midnight Player took the pin.
I was saying, what about Midnight Player? Where's Midnight Player at?
The fucking pin. Yeah. Real mad.
Oh. I don't know what they got in Midnight Player.
Sari made her debut.
Okay.
She won a 4-way against Atomic Banshee, Babyface, and Countess Sayori.
Babyface, the R&B singer?
I fucking wish. So yeah, it was a fun show, man. Yeah. It was like maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
Like if that.
Yeah.
It was 6 matches, a lot of fun. I would definitely go see it live if it ever came around.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people shit on it for some reason. Which
Run White
sucks.
Eagle Hall, Sukeban.
Yeah, that would go to that good ramen.
Yeah. Run the Kingston Armory, Sukeban.
Run my backyard.
Sukeban. All right, let's do it.
But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. So if you get a chance, you're bored, you want to watch something, go throw it on their Twitch, CEO Gaming's Twitch.
Okay.
I think it's just twitch.tv/CEO Gaming.
Sure.
But yeah, long live Sukeban.
Nice, absolutely. Nice.
So getting into the next thing.
Yes.
I didn't watch a fucking thing from Rampage.
Okay, well I did. So we'll let's talk through that disaster. Orange Cassidy, Trent, Danhausen, and Hook versus the Dark Order and 2.0. My note here is not Goodhausen. That's all I have to say about that. Danhausen, I think his first match back officially.
So, yeah.
Doing a little too much. And most of it didn't look good. Sorry, Danhausen. Just stick to the curses.
Danhausen.
Anna Jay's teaming with the Outcast later in the night, and she looks fantastic, as always.
As always, yeah.
We then get they're facing Statlander, Sheeta, and Sky Blue. And Statlander and Sky Blue have a little bit of beef, because Sky Blue ate that pin in the 3-way, and blah, blah, blah. And Sheeta tries to bring them all together. Callis family, it was Hobbs, Takeshita, and Fletcher squash 3 job guys like a wild squash, and they lined up all 3 in the ring. This is the finish. All 3 guys got basically their finishers on the 3 job guys, and then hit them 1, 2, 3, like one at a time in the middle of the ring. That was the finish.
I like that.
Wild squash. Callis calls out the Golden Jets. Prince Nana hires the Work Horsemen to work with Cage for the night because the Gates of Agony are in Japan.
Oh, yeah. Gates of Agony, who joined House of Torture, then the next show left House of Torture.
Goddamn right. That's what I would do,
Everybody's talking about that Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up. Can't wait for House of Torture versus Mogul Embassy.
Oh, Jesus.
Minus Swerve.
Nana says he has that if they do well, they have the opportunity to be brought in. There's that word again.
Good word.
And so it's Vikingo, Commander, and Penta versus Cage and the Workhorsemen. This is the match that had the clip of Vikingo missing the dive. Did you see that clip?
I did, yes.
Where he bounces off the top rope. But the thing about it that I will say to JD Drake is that when it happens, he doesn't sell it. Like when Vikingo falls, he pops Vikingo one. Like oh, you didn't land on me, so he hits him, and then he lets Vikingo get his offense, and it gets laid out just like he was supposed to. Really smart, because if you sell, that's just going to make it look worse, you know.
Yeah.
And then Nana and Cage decide that the Workhorsemen aren't doing well enough, so they just leave and let them get beat up, and that's it. That's all of Rampage. This week I'm once again on the tip of
why is this show?
It's 5 hours of television. If this is what you're giving me on your fifth hour of television, I'm considering Rampage your fifth. Even though it's your third hour, I'm considering it your fifth hour of television because it has the worst time slot. If this is what you're giving me, just make it a dark.
Yeah, it's just not.
Put it on your YouTube channel. It is not worth having this show.
Yeah,
it's just not. They do not program it steadily enough. I know this week they're putting some round robin, some Continental Classic matches on it, but like more often than not, they're like this every week, and they are a waste of television time. They're a waste of your production. I know it's rolled into one, so it's not that big of a deal, really. But like, it's just like just don't. If this is what you can give me, just stop doing it. It's not fucking worth it.
Don't do it.
It's really not.
Don't do it.
But it is my fault for fucking watching it.
Man, it's all right.
AEW Collision, though.
Yeah, hey, I watched this.
Yes. I didn't watch any wrestling this week until Tuesday.
Wow, so you really packed it in.
It's fucking crammed, brother.
See, I was ahead of it.
Crammed it out.
I was ahead of it that I had so much time like on my hands because NBA's they're doing that.
Too much time on your hands?
Too
much time on your hands.
Jesus.
Take it away from me.
I had a lot of time on my hands because the NBA is doing like that in-season tournament thing. So the Sixers are like off a bunch, so I'm not fucking watching
there you
anything, except for if it's for opportunity purposes.
Yes.
So I had extra time. I watched a couple Godzilla movies this week, and I was ahead on my wrestling. So
nice.
Collision. When did I?
My life is so much easier when I'm ahead on wrestling. Like if I watch Rampage and Collision like Saturday or Saturday night,
dude,
the rest of my week is skating. I could watch 1 or 2 matches a night, get in some movies and do whatever. But instead what I do is I fuck around all weekend, don't do anything.
And then you cram.
And then Tuesday I'm like, well, fuck, I gotta watch nothing but wrestling. Yeah. And then I'm like, I don't want to watch wrestling anymore.
I agree with that. That's why last night when we got back from the movie, I was like, yo, let's just watch Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like, let me just get it out of the way.
Right.
Then I'll drive home and go to bed.
Yes.
So yeah, Collision. I watched this Sunday morning.
Yes.
You had in the Continental Classic, Brody King.
Yes.
Going up against Claudio Castagnoli.
Yes. Another, I think, highly anticipated matchup. I don't think that, I would assume first time singles.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever wrestled singles.
Yeah. So,
this was fucking awesome.
It was great. It was really great. Yeah.
Brody's really, really showing out.
He is. I think a lot of people expected him to take some losses. I know I did because he's one of the lesser names in this thing, and they're letting him go. Like they're really like, let's watch this big guy work, and he's such a presence, and he's such a look, and I'm glad they're treating him as such.
Yeah, so. and I think we discussed it last week, like who we feel is the most over members of House of Black.
Yeah,
and I think. Probably he's number 1 and Julia Hart's number 2.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Well, and today, in the Discord, people were talking about who'd you let go, and a couple lists got put out, and, Malachi was on it. Like, let him go back to WWE if he wants. And we talked about that. Let him go back to WWE if he wants. And, I think Malachi's very talented. But I would keep Malachi if it meant keeping Brody permanently.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
But if you can find a way, if Malachi wants to leave and Brody's not going to go with him, then I'm completely fine with that. Brody's the man.
Yeah. I thought, again, this was awesome. Brody has 6 points now. He's 2-0 in the tournament.
Yes. Yeah, he's the first to 6.
Yeah, so good for him. And then we had, they showed the Moxley promo that they put out online after Dynamite last week. They decided to show it in full here, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
The Ace of the World promo. Dude, when that guy is on, he is fucking on.
And that's the thing.
And he's pretty much always on.
Right.
It's actually his birthday day. How old do you think he is?
Mox?
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's probably, well, let me see, CZW time to 35.
38.
Oh, yeah, all right. I was going to go a little higher, but I was like, well, if you're asking me, maybe it's not. But yeah
38.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I was so happy they showed this promo in full. And it's a nice approach because it's really putting over this tournament, you know? Yeah. And that Ace of the World promo
much to QT Marshall's dismay, this promo and some of the other ones they've been doing are New Japan style.
Yeah.
You know,
that backstage
like
promo.
It's backstage promo. Why am I fighting? This is the kind of fighter I am.
Yeah.
And there's no like dancing around or anything. And Mox is very, very good at that.
Boy, do we love ourselves some John Moxley.
We do. I love Mox so much.
Abaddon.
Yes.
Getting another appearance.
Right.
Which I think Joe said, oh, Abaddon has a match. I didn't know it was Halloween too.
Yeah, second Halloween.
Yeah, against Kiera Hogan.
Well, Abaddon has a match this week too, so we're in Halloween 3 territory.
Yeah, oh, shit.
Who knows what's going to happen then.
Now we're getting screwy.
Yeah. So they're asking both of them to do too much in this match. Abaddon in particular.
As you like to say, DJ.
Yes.
I like Abaddon.
I like Abaddon a ton.
She fucking stinks.
Stinks. She getting better, but like she's not cracking that like halfway mark of like talented women wrestlers in this. She's young. They're young. They got a long way to go, right?
Sure.
But as I also say, you don't need to have them wrestle to get this to work.
No.
Very little things. They need to do very little.
Yeah.
And just lay into the character and the spookiness.
Yeah.
And like they tried a little bit here, and like Kiera Hogan ain't knocking anybody's lights out either. Like Kiera Hogan has a very particular set of skills that I happen to really enjoy in my professional wrestling to a certain aspect. Is so much so that the camera was shooting around it because it's too much for television.
It's in the universe.
But
has its own orbit.
I am happy to see Abaddon. I'm happy to see Kiera Hogan. I don't think they don't bring any value to wrestling. I think they do deserve a spot there. I think they need to find ways to get better, and I think Abaddon has been. Kiera Hogan hopefully has been. But like I think there's potential, and you know, your division can't be all killers, and then nobody's going to lose. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
So,
more importantly. After this, the lights went out.
The lights go out.
And Julia Hart's in the ring. And,
and the lights go out again.
Julia Hart.
Yeah, Julia's looking great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julia's killing it. So she just signed a full-time contract. Apparently, Julia's been a part-timer.
Full-time?
Yes. So that wasn't in my news, but that
crazy.
Apparently this is her first official full-time AEW contract she just signed.
Go.
Yeah,
Good
she
for
was
her.
part-time. Sort of, I don't know if it was by appearance or whatever, but she signed her first full-time AEW contract, and I hope she got that fucking money.
Yeah, for real. Also, Samoa! Joe. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
Next match we had was Andrade versus Daniel Garcia in the Continental Classic.
This is happening in this house.
I don't know.
Everybody but us is going fucking insane.
Like, I'm about to get a cost.
Everybody's going crazy here. Jesus Christ, animals.
Yeah. So, what is happening? So, Andrade versus Danny Garcia.
Yes.
Daddy Magic on commentary.
Yep.
You said Daddy Magic had the line of the night for you.
Yeah, he said, "Cameraman, don't move in close, you pervert." I can't do a French Canadian.
Pervert.
You pervert. Hilarious.
Yeah, awesome. So,
and they reminded him. They said in commentary that he can't get involved or he'll be fired.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a big stipulation.
That's wild.
That really removes the potential of anybody interfering in these matches. I thought you would have like to like fuck somebody out of winning or out of some points.
Yeah.
You would have an interference loss or two, but not if you're going to fire the person who interferes.
Great. I kind of like it. But I thought this match was real good too.
It was very good, yes.
Andrade looking like $1 trillion.
Lots of people think he's going back to the WWE.
So I saw that, and then I guess so if he goes back there, then he can't work Mexico, and he really wants to still be able to work Mexico.
Well, he's going back to CMLL to finally do like okay, goodbye, I'm doing this because I want to, and then I'm going to go back to the E. Who knows? Apparently him and Charlotte are still together. I looked it up. So they're just not posting messy-haired boat selfies anymore.
Remember those?
I do.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was just 6 faces ago, but I remember.
I just remember the selfie of him, and then you just scroll down the page and go, hey, what's that doing now? Oh, that's Charlotte.
Yeah, why would he have a blonde wig sitting in his lap? That's weird.
Why is he? Oh, I didn't know he had a Pomeranian.
Stuffed in the front of his pants.
So you get a promo.
You know what? Good for him. I don't care.
Good for him.
Okay.
You get a promo from Ethan Page.
You get a promo from Willie Mack.
Oh, yes.
Before that, which is a bad promo that he cuts on Wardlow.
Yeah.
And then you get the Kingdom versus Not Bear Country, because even though I watched part of this match, I could not remember their names. Then you get the Ethan Page interview, who is in the best shape of his life.
Looks great.
Looking fantastic.
Yeah, he looks great.
Challenges Omega to lose in Montreal. Listen, I like Ethan. We talked about Ethan. I think if some of these people leave like they want to, I think Ethan should be first up to fill a spot in the main roster and get some TV time. But challenging Kenny Omega to a loss, like we know what this is going to be.
Yeah.
But it was recorded Tuesday, so it's I bet you it's a real good match.
Yeah, I'm sure. House of Black. Did they wrestle? Oh, yeah. They wrestled Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels.
They sure did.
I didn't watch the match.
Yeah.
I waited until the end when FTR came out to confront them.
Yeah.
And Malachi Black just starts yelling at them like that he I hope you're out here to join the House of Black. It seemed very weird.
And commentaries like, they're going to join.
Yeah. And he drops the microphone down.
That'd be really funny. That'd be really fun to see.
FTR in the House
They
of
just
Black.
come out like all moody and gothed out. You know,
I kind of want
like
that.
Bald does like
He looks like Uncle Fester.
yeah, he does a
WCW 7 cosplay.
Right, exactly. I was thinking,
yeah,
I was thinking like he does like the Vampiro paint but on a bald ass head.
Oh my god.
And just that'd be fucking incredible.
They just wear big trench coats.
Yeah,
and, it'd be so hilarious. So yeah, they go to pick up the mics. And Buddy Murphy, Matthews, whatever, just fucking blast one of them with a knee, and they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And I love Malachi screaming like, "Nobody's coming to save you!"
Right.
Like that was cool. I like that.
Yeah,
that was a good segment.
The match, I don't think Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels deserve a ton of airtime.
I don't care,
especially in competitive matches. But Christopher Daniels took the end, the kick, really fucking good. And I still really like CD, but I don't know, man. Just in 2023. I don't know if these guys should be doing this.
Yeah. So then,
Tony Storm interview.
Yes, that's what I have.
A line of the night. Talking about Sky Blue. Sky Blue is her. Well, line of the night followed by the true line of the night.
Yes.
The one that made Adam faint.
The only time that people care about you is when they're taking pictures of your butt.
Right, walk backward because people only have nice things to say when they're taking pictures of your bottom.
Then she rips Renee's shoes off
She does.
because she can't find any shoes.
And then Sky Blue's
retort
makes Adam Van pass out from a blood rush.
Yes, because they're having a match on Dynamite for the women's title, and Sky Blue says, "I'm going to have my chin up. I'm going to have my tits out,
right? And
I'm going to take that shoe and shove it right up your ass,
right?"
And then winks, and I was like, "Somewhere, so what's Adam up to?
Yep,
what's happening?"
I think we know. What is going? This house is it's total chaos
I
today.
don't know what's happening.
Total chaos. It is madness in this house. This is what we have to put up with when we try to record somewhat early.
Main event.
So. Oh, okay. We get Vikingo versus Kip Sabian, which I did not watch.
Brother, I skipped right the fuck over that.
Then we get listen, we should talk about this because the final battle is tomorrow?
No.
Next week.
next week.
Okay, so same week as Joe Bob's return.
Because, and a little spoiler here. Oh man, this just got added to final battle.
What?
FTR and Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
Against Yuta, Claudio, and Danielson.
Whoa. Well, I was just gonna say they got to add something to sell this fucking pay-per-view.
That's where the first Ring of Honor show Danielson works.
That's crazy.
Years now.
I did see FTR was going to be there because it is the anniversary of them Briscoes. Because they set up Keith Lee, Shane Taylor. And I'm like, who cares? And like your marquee matchup on the show is Athena versus Billy Starks, which is storyline great, sure. But that match that just got added, that should be your main event.
Like, is MJF doing anything with the ROH tag titles on the show?
Not that they've announced.
Like, Eddie's not going to be wrestling anybody, right?
No, that belt, he's the champion currently, but it's not like he can lose.
Yeah, the tournament's not going to be over by then.
And it's not like he can defend the belt because it's up in the tournament, so...
That sucks.
Final Battle is going to shit.
Final Battle used to be the big show.
Absolutely. Should still be.
Oh, it was used to run from, Hammerstein, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, and if Yuta... You said Yuta's in that 6-man.
Yeah, so there's no pure
title match either.
That match is going to be fucking
The match is going to be great. But, like, if you're not having a pure title match on Final Battle...
No pure title match, no world title match. Right. Probably no tag team title match, unless they set something up the next few days. Right. Then what are we doing?
Right. But if there's no pure title match, why have Shibata lose the fucking belt?
Because Shibata had to go back to Japan.
Yeah, but you're not using the belt on the pay-per-view, so what does it fucking matter?
Because I think they don't know when Shibata's going to be back.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense.
So that's why they're just like, we got to... Like, the original plan was they wanted to have Shibata lose it at Final Battle. Okay. But he had to go back to Japan immediately.
They're doing a tune-up on his brain.
That's what it is.
They're doing a brain rotation. Yeah. They got to take the brain out, give it a little spin. Oh, steam bath.
Had to put his brain back into the jar, like when you just go to barbershop. Combs in the barbershop.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Jesus Christ.
So...
Bryan Danielson.
Right. Yes.
Eddie fucking Kingston.
Yes.
What a goddamn match.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, match of the tournament so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Eddie I think, beats himself again for the title here of match of this tournament. My number one in this tournament was Eddie Brody. And then this one takes over. This is incredible. They talked a lot of shit. Eddie cut a lot of promos.
When Eddie starts smacking Bryan in the eye, oh my God.
Yeah. This Eddie took a cradle back suplex on his neck. I was like, holy shit, Eddie. They just went for it, you know.
They beat the shit out of each other.
These guys, they've wrestled once before in AEW. Yeah. Great matches. Yep. Eddie hasn't beaten him. Eddie doesn't beat him here.
No, he doesn't.
Eddie's 0 for 2 in this tournament.
Yeah, this was Danielson's first match.
Right. Eddie's got to run it. So to run it to win, and I think he will. But this is a great fucking match.
Yeah.
And he's had 2 great matches that he lost. Two
very different matches.
2 very different matches. We're getting Eddie after this match, the guy has the sign that says Eddie's a bum, and Dragon grabs it and throws on Eddie, which is a great fucking move, right?
Sure is.
And I can't wait for the Eddie promo about that.
I don't know if he might. I think there already was a backstage one.
Was there?
I think so. Yeah.
Dragon doesn't come out of this unscathed. He got hurt by Eddie. But after watching these matches, I'll defend Eddie Kingston with my dying breath.
Yeah, if there's not a bad thing I'll say about Eddie Kingston.
But if you were like watching Eddie's matches and we're like, okay, whatever he had going on with the, him against Dalton Castle, which was a fine match or whatever.
Sure.
And you're like, yeah, all right. I still just, whatever. Eddie's not good. If you want to think that, watch these two Continental Classic matches, and you're going to tell me that Eddie's not a fucking banger. Like Eddie's not pulling out fucking 4 or 5 star matches. These matches are great.
Yeah.
And they're amazing wrestling. They're different styles. He's hanging with a powerhouse like Brody. He's hanging with a technical guy like Dragon. He has Claudio next, which was already recorded. So this match fucking ruled.
Oh, so good, man.
Of course it would. Look at the 2 guys in it, right?
Yeah.
But these Continental Classic matches, man, they've been so fucking good.
Yeah.
This tournament has been what AEW needs.
And we're going to talk about it even more now because Dynamite kicked off another Continental Classic match.
Flying smooth as butter.
Jon Moxley going up against Roosh.
Right.
Everybody just knew what this was going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to kick the living shit out of each other.
Right, of course they are.
And that's exactly what they did.
It is.
Brawling through the crowd. Forearms left and right. When Roosh did that, run a jump stop and then kick Moxley in the face when Mox is down in the corner and Mox no-sold it.
Right, just staring up at him. And I love that Roosh, it's like, he just started doing that spot that way like maybe a week or two ago. I fucking love it. At least in AEW, he probably used it before.
Roosh fucking rules.
Roosh fucks.
Roosh fucks. This is a certified. So like Dragon Eddie, dude's rocker.
Yep.
Brody Claudio, dude's rock.
Yep.
Mox Roosh, dude's rock. I mean, you're getting so many good matches out of this tournament. Moxley wins. Moxley is officially at 9 points.
That's crazy.
Out of a possible 15 with 2 more matches to go.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. After this, I have Roderick Strong.
Yes.
Coming out in the wheelchair on the ramp and finally saying he's going to get rid of what's holding him back. And he stands up out of the wheelchair.
He's healed. He's healed.
And he throws the wheelchair off the stage.
Right.
And he yells, Renee! So, Roddy Strong, I guess, who did they announce he's wrestling on Dynamite next week?
I don't remember.
Fuck, I don't either. That's all right. That's on me.
Probably like Action and Tready or
no, I remember it was like somebody good.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, somebody worth having. It was somebody worth having.
No, it was somebody good.
Yeah, somebody worth having a job still.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Roddy. Hangman and MJF have a little run-in backstage.
Yeah.
So Hangman's getting interviewed by Renee.
Right, and he says he's going to make sure Swerve doesn't get what he wants.
Yeah, like he said, he goes,
I can concede. He said, "You beat my ass."
Yeah, I concede. You beat me. You beat my ass. I know what you want.
Beat me ass.
You beat me ass. But yeah, I know what you want, and I'm going to make sure you don't get it.
Yes.
And even though you beat me, you know that I took a part of you with me. And then MJF kind of comes strolling in and says, "Hey, Seabiscuit." And then they start talking shit to each other. And Hangman's like, what a line where he goes, "Yeah, Max, all right, I'm going to get going because otherwise you're just going to talk at me for 30 minutes and I'm not going to give a shit either."
Right.
And they just, again, get like, it was funny, like the back and forth, they just kept getting more like taking shots at each other. Max talking about, "Oh, you had a 6-month title reign that nobody gives a shit, nobody remembers, and I'm sitting at over a year." And then Hangman says about Max, like, "Oh, yeah, enjoy that, looking back on that title run when you're 70 years old, talking to your 9th cat, living by yourself." MJF claps back at Hangman. Hangman says, "Max, now that I think of it, maybe you're the devil. Like maybe you're the one beating up getting your opponents beat up and your friends beat up, and nobody's seen you beat up yet." Yeah. And then Samoa Joe comes running because they're about to fight, and Joe shoves Hangman, and he goes to MJF. He says, "You're my priority right now." And he says, "What the hell are you thinking taking this tag match we have next? Like, you didn't run this by me enough." And he looks at Hangman and he goes, "And I'll fucking deal with you." I was like, holy shit, dude.
Goddamn right.
Oh, Samoa Joe's
the best.
This leads...
Joe is such the best that at the ending credits of Godzilla, when they played the traditional Godzilla minus one, they played the Godzilla music. We were sitting in the theater. The champ is here. So that's how we roll. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. I
Yes.
felt like you were back in the theater.
I did.
Next Continental Classic match.
Yes.
Swerve Strickland going up against Mark Briscoe.
Winless Mark Briscoe. If he loses, he's out.
He's out. He's officially
mathematically eliminated, which he does.
He loses. This was the best Continental Classic match of the night, I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
These guys went so back and forth, dude. It was so good. Swerve now sitting at 9 points.
Yep. And Mark's officially the first guy eliminated
officially out.
Right. Mathematically, he can play spoiler. He's got 2 matches left.
Swerve, again, is an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
And I said to you, he was at the Jaguars game on Monday night. There's a picture of him, Tony Khan, Roger Goodell. They're kind of getting him out there a little bit more, which is cool as shit.
Right.
I think it was at like some like movie premiere Monday too in New York or something like that. So he's,
right.
starting to really get his name out there.
And we talked about it.
Which is smart.
He wins. He gets the 9 points. Him and Mox are tied. Him and Moxley are facing next week. So I think that whoever wins that, if they don't go to a draw, I think they might go to a draw. But whoever wins that is going to be the person who wins the tournament, which is why I think they might end up going to a draw.
Yeah.
But
it was like him and Mark Briscoe, though,
yeah,
dude.
It was great.
My God.
And I said to you last night, I said, I about this whole Continental Classic, like, I don't think it's the right move in any situation for Eddie to lose his belts without getting pinned.
Sure.
Right? Losing matches in this tournament doesn't count as him getting pinned.
Nope.
I think you cannot do Eddie dirty. And if he can lose in the finals, right? Because that's just a title defense.
Yeah.
But he cannot lose this belt without being pinned in a match for it officially.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it's going. Because the Gold League, it's right. down to Swerve.
Right. Swerve or Mox.
Well,
right. It's not necessarily.
So one person will talk about it.
Not necessarily. But I'm fine with Swerve winning. I'm fine with Mox winning. But I actually feel that the Triple Crown, the Ring of Honor, the New Japan Strong, and the Continental Championship is almost too small for Swerve at this point.
You said that last night, and I agree 100%.
I think if you do this, it'll look like a consolation prize to fans because you're not ready to move on from Max as champion.
Yeah.
And I think that Swerve needs to stay where he is on the top of the card, not splitting his time in Ring of Honor, because whoever has this championship is also going to be in New Japan Strong, is also going to be in Ring of Honor, is also going to be wrestling on AEW. Swerve needs to stay where he is on the card without a belt until he wins that belt. And he had to, in my opinion, he needs to win that championship. Whether he's the one who beats Max for it, whether somebody else beats Max and Swerve gets them after that. But he's got a limited amount of time because, again, Will Ospreay's winning that belt at Wembley. I don't care who the champion is.
I feel that's like a shoe.
Will Ospreay's winning that belt at Wembley. So I think you get Swerve in there. I don't care how you do it, hook or by crook. But he's had what maintains, and a spoiler for the year-end show when I guess we're going to do one, right?
Oh, absolutely. Kinda.
Yeah. It's still my fucking match of the year. I haven't looked over anything else, but like you do not have a match like him and Hangman had, and you do not elevate him up to the next level. And the next level is that fucking title. Yeah. And this Triple Crown, as much as it's cool and I wanted to have it, Swerve's bigger than that.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
I agree with you on that. It was fun. Last Friday night, we showed Doug the match in full.
Yes, we did.
And boy, was he all about it.
He was. It was fantastic.
Doug just watching it, and you and I were just sitting there going, it gets crazier. Mm-hmm. It keeps getting crazier.
Yep.
And
I'd forgotten about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
crazy. Watch that match again. If you haven't watched it a second time, watch it again, and I guarantee you're going to be like, oh, shit, they did this too.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah,
it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, crazy.
So Samoa Joe comes out, makes his entrance for the tag match with him and MJF against the Devil Goons or whatever the fuck they're called. Joe's in the ring. Lights start flickering.
Lights go out. Well, lights flicker.
Flicker. Gets surrounded by the 4 hooded goons. Mm-hmm. Lights go out. They're out for a while.
Yeah.
They come back on and they're gone. And it's just Joe in the ring. And the Devil pops up on the screen.
Yeah.
And they go to then they flash to the back, and MJF is laid out, and he has a beer bottle smashed over his head, glass all around him.
Right.
Joe just takes off running.
Yeah. There is no match.
There is no match.
And the beer bottle's supposed to make us believe that it's Hangman.
Yeah.
So I have a thought, and I said this to you last night, and there was some evidence that you showed me right before we started recording that I'm not going to talk about here. Yeah. But you can confirm that last night we were talking about it, and I said that there is a good shot that the goons are the Pinnacle.
I thought about that more though, and do you want to? I don't know. Do you want to involve FTR and all this shit again?
I don't know.
Do you want Shawn Spears back on television?
No.
Well,
but here's my thought, and this literally just popped into my brain. Is it going to
be Pinnacle 2.0?
Well, here's my thought right now. This part of it literally just popped in my brain. So the goons under the hood is Pinnacle. And Max is the devil. But Max doesn't know that he's the devil. The Pinnacle...
The fuck kind of Inception shit are we doing here?
So the Pinnacle is framing Max to look like the devil. And when they unveil themselves, they'll be like, Max, you were the devil the whole time. You convinced yourself that you didn't exist, and you're trying to be this fucking good guy, but we know who you are. We know that you're not this goody two-shoes baby face.
So does he have like bipolar disorder?
No, Max just...
Split personality?
Max isn't involved. Max isn't involved, but they, like, the devil's fake. There will be no devil reveal. Because at this point, there's no devil reveal that'll be good enough. They've taken it on too long.
I agree with.
There's no devil reveal. They say, we know you're the devil. You're trying to deny that you're the devil because you're trying to be this good guy. And you left us behind when we could have been something. And it's going to be the Pinnacle trying to get revenge on Max. And there is no devil reveal.
But you left them behind a long time ago.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying it makes sense. It's AEW.
Well.
But I think there's a good shot that it's the Pinnacle.
I was saying, has Russo got the book?
Yes.
And then they have a reverse battle royal?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. If Russo's booking anything in AEW right now, and not that he is, it's this devil gimmick. And the problem is that I guarantee if Tony Khan ever releases fucking notebooks, the devil, who it is and who's been under these hoods have been crossed off 4 or 5 times because they've had a shit ton of bad luck to come around with this.
Sure. And
they have to figure out what we can do. And if they claw back far enough in Max's history, they land on the Pinnacle, right? And so, what's FTR doing? They're doing a little one-off with the House of Black. Mm-hmm. Wardlow is listless again.
Yeah, I mean, but
Sean Spears isn't on TV.
He's made it known, like, I'm coming for
MJF, I'm coming for Max.
Which is weird, because I'm like, then why be under a hood?
Right, yeah, that's true, too.
Like,
but again, and that might not matter, because plans could have changed. Who knows? But I think there's a good shot that there is no devil reveal. And then it was all to fuck with Max because Max was the devil. And now he's wondering who the devil is. There is no devil. It's just the Pinnacle coming after him.
Would that be...
We'll see what happens.
Pooed all over.
I think, sadly, at this point, whatever they do will be pooed all over.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the only thing people would have cheered would have been CM Punk. You could do something with Britt, but like... That's tough because I think Adam Cole's out for a lot fucking longer than we think.
Yeah, I agree.
So unless you're going to reveal the devil 6 months from now, and when Adam's ready, because what's Britt going to do? Just hold off until Adam's ready, right? You can't. So you got to figure something else out.
Yeah.
So and the numbers make sense and whatever.
The numbers don't lie.
We'll see what happens.
Ben Mankiewicz.
Actually,
no, before that.
Yes.
Mox starts cutting a promo backstage, and Swerve gets in his face.
Yes.
And he's like, they're talking about Texas death because they're in Texas next week. They're gonna fucking kill
from
each
Canada
other.
to Texas. What a wild swing.
Yeah.
Like, does WWE doesn't really do that, right? They kind of stay, and AEW does for the most part. But like, do they make these wild swings up and down the continent?
It's weird because they were in Canada now. I wonder if they started having their own crew in Canada.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you saw there's like
easier.
A bunch of TVs are going to be happening in Canada again already. Like all.
Oh yeah,
bunch.
I saw the schedule.
But some of them there's like a couple weeks gap in between them. So I'm wondering if maybe they got their own production crew in Canada now. That would make sense.
Because usually you'd think you would save money, and I guess people aren't. The other thing is that AEW people are flying home and flying back, so it doesn't really matter. The old WWE, you were just on the road, so they were trying to limit it to be like a day's drive or half a day's drive in between, so you can get where you needed to be and get some downtime in the next town or whatever.
Yeah, you'd be home Tuesday, Wednesday. Fly out on Thursday, work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right. Yeah, and you're doing a loop, but the loop is like you're in the Northeast, you're in the Southwest.
Sure.
But AEW is like fucking just
all over.
We're everywhere. Yeah.
Ben Mankiewicz.
Yes.
From Turner Classic
Movies. Yes, I've watched many of movie hosted by him.
Introduces Miss Toni Storm.
Yes.
So Toni Storm against Sky Blue.
Butts.
I mean, ask the match.
Butts.
Sorry. I know. I try not to, but...
Yeah. Butts.
What are you going to do here?
It's butts.
Match was fine.
I don't think it's bad at all.
It was just...
I saw some people poo-pooing Sky Blue. I thought she looked fine.
She looked great.
I thought she looked good in the match. Like, really, she was fine. Whatever.
Tony retains.
Yeah.
And then the Destroyer of Worlds, Riho, is back.
Destroyer of Worlds.
Riho is fucking back, baby.
Right, Riho and her powder puff offense.
Her honky tonk punches.
Yeah, her honky tonk punches.
Yeah. So I guess they're going to set up Riho Tony Storm.
Yep.
Tony Storm, if she hits that hip attack in the corner, she's going to kill Riho.
Yeah, the fucking turnbuckle will just look like the Shroud of Turin. It'll just be a face, like a vague looking face on it.
Let's go.
So they do set up like a Maria May match earlier in the show, and I don't remember who if they even reveal who she's wrestling. I don't think they revealed it. They're slow burning that Tony Maria May thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Riho
Mariah May.
Maybe Riho Mariah May first. Yeah. That'll work. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, why not? Make it happen.
Where was Riho? And was it Riho a Tokyo Joshi Pro lady? Or was she Ice Ribbon? Choco Pro?
I don't know, to be honest.
Riho.
I don't want to fuck it up, man.
Riho. Let's see.
Riho a go-go.
Ice Ribbon. Okay, she made her debut for Ice Ribbon.
The Icy Ribbon.
Yes.
All right.
Let's see. Ice Ribbon until 2012. Then DDT Union Pro, Gato Move till 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Thailand's basic Gato Move.
Yeah.
And then all elite. So, there you go. 2019, 2020, she was in Stardom. She made a surprise appearance. A couple appearances in Stardom. So, and more about, I think in the Japanese section, we're going to talk about somebody who's coming over very shortly that I think is a much better fit for anything they ask Riho to do. Literally anything.
Big facts. So next match was Switchblade Jay White versus Jay Lethal.
Jay Battle. Yes, Battle of the Jays.
Yeah, the fans were getting cute with their Let's Go Jay, fuck you Jay chants.
Yes.
Match was fine. You know, I'm not a big Jay Lethal guy.
No.
Neither are you.
Nope.
The counter wrestling from Switchblade down the stretch, though, was amazing.
I thought this match was really smooth. It's probably the best Lethal's looked.
When Lethal went to hit the lethal injection, he hits the handspring, and when he goes backwards and lands on his feet, and Switchblade chop blocked him.
Awesome.
Fucking
my favorite thing in the match. For sure. My favorite thing in the match.
Yeah. So Switchblade's still alive. So in the Gold League, Mox and Swerve both have 9 points.
Right.
Switch has 6 points.
And Lethal's eliminated.
Lethal and Mark Briscoe are both eliminated.
Crazy that this tournament involves the Ring of Honor belt and the two oldest.
And Roosh has 3 points, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah.
2 of the oldest Ring of Honor guys are already eliminated.
I know. It's
crazy.
Wild.
I thought Mark would have a good showing because...
And he's had good matches.
Right, he's he's always going to have good matches.
Moxley was great. Right. Him and Swerve, I loved.
You know, but like that's sort of like Mark is... We all want Mark to hold that world title.
Always, man.
So
main event?
Main event.
Christian.
E versus C.
Christian versus Adam Copeland.
X versus Sever. Was that fucking terrible movie?
What was it?
X versus Sever.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, hold on.
X versus Sever?
Yeah, but it was like ECKS X versus Sever, yeah. 2002 action thriller starring Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu. It's apparently one of the worst movies ever made.
I mean, I'm not going to watch it. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it. Budget was $70 million, made $20 million. Yeah. Right here it says is Ballistic X versus Sever the worst movie ever made. When Rotten Tomatoes put together its ranking of the 100 worst movies of all time, Ballistic X versus Sever topped the list.
Was from Justin to Kelly on that list?
Oh, I don't know.
My sister went and saw that in the movie theater.
That's crazy.
Fucking nerd.
Shout out Lucy Liu though, man.
To all Beyoncés and Lucy Liu.
That's right. And Baby
Get
Dolls.
On the floor.
Get on the floor. You know what to do. Pan flute. That's
Give
right.
me some sugar. I am your neighbor. That's like one of my most favorite songs ever.
Yeah.
Hey ya.
The fucking record is unbelievable. Like
Absolutely.
It gets all the credit it deserves.
Well, that was the Love Below.
Yeah. It was when they did the split record.
Speaker Box / Love Below. Yeah, because before that was Stankonia.
Yep.
That was the one that really blew him up.
Yeah.
Miss Jackson.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then what was
I am for real.
Was it ATLians was before that?
Yeah.
Bombs Over Baghdad?
That's still
Or no, it's Bombs Over Baghdad on Stankonia.
It might be on Stankonia. You have to look it up before we do
it. Dude,
what a sidebar I took us on with X versus Seven.
So good.
Okay, fucking rules.
Let's see.
I'm both sad that they won't ever exist anymore.
Was on Stankonia.
Oh, was it? Wow.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, Love Below had roses. Are you fucking serious, bro?
Pooh.
Yeah, Bombs Over Baghdad was on Stankonia,
Yeah,
too.
that's crazy. That still...
ATLians, that was a great song.
Yeah, that rap that on Bob's on B.O.B. that fucking Big
That
Boy
Doug
does. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Does it all.
It's insane. Anyway,
yes.
Edge versus Christian.
Yes.
I apologize for the
Edge versus
sidebar.
TNT title.
Yes.
I like this start because Edge was laying his fucking shit in.
Absolutely.
Listen, the match was fine. It got very like WWE.
Well, of course it's going to be.
Of course.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with it when it's done really well.
I agree.
And this is done really well.
Yeah.
I think it's some of the best because I'm not an Edge fan.
No.
I think some of the best, the most I've enjoyed Edge.
Y'all don't like Edge?
I'm also one of those idiots that still giggles at that fucking office building brawl that he had with Orton, where they like in the conference room and shit.
Oh, at the one WrestleMania, COVID Mania.
COVID Mania.
Yeah, that's where I forget. I think it was Orton who hung Edge on the weight belt system, and I was like, "Hey guys, don't do that! Yeah. No, that's bad. That's real bad.
Yeah, you gotta leave the dogs out first. Anyway,
they're in the enclosed pool area.
So, when WWE is done right, it's fine, right? It may not be what you want AEW to be.
Yes.
But everybody it's still a madhouse here. It is a miracle we're getting through this show with the amount of chaos that is happening all around us. But like when it's done well, I don't know if that's what AEW should be or what people want AEW to be. But when it's done really well, like this is, it's executed very well. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Do I want Nick Wayne's hot mom,
Nick Wade's hot ass mom,
to be involved? Not necessarily. No. I think she's very bad at it. I think she was probably very good wrestling promoter's wife and probably did a shit ton of things to, get the shows to work and all that sort of shit and run the school and do all that. But on screen, she stinks.
Yeah,
she's not fucking good at it. But that's fine. She serves her purpose here.
She smacks Edge in the face with the belt after Christian booted Bryce Remsburg's nuts into his throat.
Right. I thought this was fun. I thought it was a good match out of both of these guys. And it also leads to what you have to do is you have to get these guys in some sort of cage match at a pay-per-view. Some sort of stipulation. Falls count anywhere, no DQ. I would say because of the interference with Christian's family, you do a heck in a sec. But AEW loves strap matches or chain matches. I don't know that you do chain matches between these guys with how good the other AEW chain match. Like, I don't know if you want to obviously create the worst chain match in your company. Even if it's good, it's still going to be the worst one.
Yeah.
Ain't
nothing living up to Punk MJF.
Right. So do yourself a heck in a sec. Maybe come up with your own heck in a sec.
Call it a different name.
Right. Maybe see if you can rent out a flatbed AEW truck and do it on the back of that.
Oh, there we go. Is there any Hollywood parking lots available?
Right. Maybe you can rent a pool, put the ring in the middle of the pool.
All right, let's go.
Any of these things.
Throw some piranhas in the bottom.
Right. Exactly.
Let's go, bro.
But maybe some barbed wire, maybe some explosions, whatever you want to do.
There you go. Now we're thinking big picture here.
But I think that's where this ends up, right? I think Edge is going to continue to get fucked over because he doesn't have as much backup. And then they pay it off in a big way.
Yeah.
And then eventually Christian gets beat so bad that he comes to the era of his waist. He comes to save, or Christian does. He comes to save Edge at some point.
Yep.
And then they're back together. They're doing fucking 5-second poses wearing silly sunglasses.
And not wrestling the Hardys.
And not wrestling. Jeez, they're going to run that back when they're back together. And it's going to stink out loud. Yeah, if Matt Hardy's still with the company, or if he's fined into fucking oblivion,
like that. I remember like that little extra from an interview where Jeff's like, "Yeah, at the end of WWE, I feel like I was just a ghost walking backstage." And I'll be honest, I kind of feel that way too.
Who said that? Matt Hardy said it.
Jeff
said that. Yeah, you're lucky you're not a ghost, asshole.
Yeah, like you're lucky you didn't turn other people into
right.
ghosts.
You're literally lucky you're not a ghost.
Yeah, and hey, sorry, the matches that you had, say what you want about the Young Bucks, but you came out there fucking, I don't know if you were drunk or high off your ass or something, and you really fucked up that match, and they had to carry you through it.
Right.
Fuck that.
You're really lucky that you're not getting 27 years in fucking prison for killing somebody. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't play that shit.
And Jeff's the better of the two, but the act's run its course, guys. I'm sorry, but it has.
Sometimes,
go get put in the Hall of Fame, sign a fucking Legends deal, shake Ken Shamrock's fucking hand because he just signed a new fucking deal. I hope Ken Shamrock wrestles in WWE again.
That would be.
I want to see his mashed potato body fuck up some shit in the ring again.
That would be
him, Brock Lesnar. Come on.
He's exploding to dust.
I know. Slap me.
What are you doing? Slap me.
You know, Brock Lesnar has to tell him to slow down.
Ease up.
Ease up.
Ease up.
Ease up. But anyway, I like this Edge and Christian match.
I did too.
Was it too WWE? Sure. But
look where they come from.
Right, look who they are, right? This is Sexton Hardcastle versus Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Versus
Canadian Rage.
Versus
Christian Cage.
So this is what you're going to get.
They need to bring Rhino in.
Dude, everybody needs to bring Rhino in.
Then they need to bring
specifically on Mother's Day.
I need Team Wreck back in effect.
You need Rhino on Mother's Day only.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Yes. I just the patron saint of Mother's Day, Rhino.
I just need Rhino to look at Kurt Angle and be like, I'll bleed for you, man. I'll bleed for you.
Oh my God. Rhino's the best.
That's one of Doug's favorite programs.
Yeah, Rhino rules. The Rhino is very formative in Doug's life.
Yeah, dude.
Rhino's very important to him.
It's a different Rhino we got.
A different Rhino.
I'm going to rip your face off, shove it down your throat. Next time you sit on the toilet, you have to shit your face out. You have to shit your own face. Fuck yeah, Rhino. All right, well, that was it for America.
That's
R.I.P.
Yes.
But before we take a trip,
yes.
I think Mr. Terry Funk might have something to say.
Something to say to Roddy Piper.
My daddy was a dirty, ornery, dusty wrestling cowboy from Texas. That's right. And my mama, where'd she come from? She came from North Bay, out of the woods, the North Woods. And my mama was from where men are men and so are the women. And they got together, and what did they produce? They produced a North American baby. That's right, they produced a Canuck. A Canuck. That's a Canadian kook. They call me the craziest, wildest man in professional wrestling. Well, I'm not afraid of Roddy Piper. I'm not Ric Flair, who don't have enough guts to get in a ring with a wild man, because I am proud of what I am. I know that Roddy Piper says, I do exactly as I want to, when I want to, where I want to. I do exactly what I want to, too. And I'll stand up for my flag, and I'll stand up for the Canadian flag, and I'll stand up for what I believe is right in. Now, Roddy Piper doesn't realize what he's going into the ring with. He's going in the ring with a man that's meaner than a rattlesnake and tougher than shoe leather. And I promise you one thing, that I am crazier than a beaver in heat. And I've got teeth. And if it's necessary to use those teeth on Roddy Piper, well, I'll use those teeth. But if the man wants to wrestle, which I doubt if he knows very little of, well, that's exactly what I'll do, is I'll wrestle Roddy Piper. I'll match him hold for hold. I'll tear him limb from limb. I'll pull the eyeballs from his head. I'll beat on his head until his brain's like marshmallows and his eyeballs are jelly at Maple Leaf Gardens, May the 15th.
Look at us.
Looks like we made it.
We're here. We're in Japan.
Hello,
once again.
Japan.
Our weekly trip.
Big in Japan.
We are big in Japan. It's one of my favorite Tom Waits songs.
Yeah?
It is. Yeah.
I can't name a Tom Waits song.
Okay. Big in Japan's a good one. Tom Waits rules. All right, pal. We're here.
So.
We're here. What do we got?
Well,
what do you
we
got?
only have one crossover thing this week in Japan.
Right.
So
let's do it.
I guess. I guess I'll talk.
Yeah.
Stardom first.
Go
you
for
didn't
it.
watch anything.
I didn't.
So I watched 2 matches from Stardom's Nagoya Big Winter.
Okay.
The first match I watched was for the New Japan Strong Women's title.
Oh.
Julia versus Azumi.
Ah.
Julia obviously retains. Mm-hmm. Match it never hit that next gear.
Yeah.
But it's still very good.
Do you think New Japan gives a shit about that belt anymore? Kind of not having Mercedes Moné name on that kind of
really derailed things,
right? Like because the IWGP Women's Belt also doesn't fucking matter.
That one's dead in the dirt,
right? Dead in the dirt.
Yeah, I don't think they give a fuck.
I don't think they give a fuck, right? I think they just wanted the PR of having Sasha Banks.
But Julia's come over and she's worked 2 shows and defended the belt in the States, so...
Right. I just think, having Sasha is an international appeal, and Julia is just like, oh yeah, she's very good. That's right. She should have it.
Do you think Julia's leaving?
I don't know. I mean, everybody's talking about fucking leaving because everybody's throwing out fucking money.
Well, the money's starting to get thrown around left and right.
Right.
Like, I don't know if Julia would leave it. Like, do you see her in WWE?
I don't know.
I
mean, she's got the appeal. She got the look, but she can't cut a promo.
Well, yeah, her. I will say her English is not good.
Right, and they already have a stable. Like it's tough. Like I don't feel this way.
That stable?
Right, but shit. I feel like WWE's at their quota of non-native English speakers.
Oh come on!
So
just make WWE Japanese wrestling. Fuck all this shit. Just
WWE go buy New Japan and just port it over whole cloth.
Remember when there was the talks of them buying Noah?
Noah,
making it NXT Japan?
You know what? It would have been better off for Noah, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I
didn't watch anything from the Noah show, but they did announce for their January 1st or 2nd show, whatever the fuck it is, Ibushi versus Marufuji.
Yeah, and I think Tana and Zack Sabre are tagging with Sabre and Ogawa and Tana and somebody because at Wrestle Kingdom it's Sabre Tana, and it makes me worry that they're going to put that TV title on Tana, and I'm going to immediately not care.
Maybe they'll put the TV title on Tana and bump Sabre up.
Maybe.
Who knows? Sabre's had that belt for a long since
he's the only one who have it.
A year almost.
Yeah, he's the only one. It's probably over a year.
Wasn't it Wrestle Kingdom?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
That was Wrestle Kingdom last year. Because it was him, Ren Narita.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking...
Well, run that one back. What's Ren Narita up to? Oh, wait. Fuck you.
That pisses me off so much. The other match I watched, it was the World of Stardom title challenge match. So basically, this is
just an eliminator.
It's not an eliminator. Oh boy, do I love those. This is somebody challenging the contract holder of the 5-star GP.
So it's a Money in the Bank challenge match.
So the challenger was Hazuki.
Yes.
And the holder of the contract for the World of Stardom title match, it was Suzu Suzuki.
Oh.
This was the main event.
Wow.
And Suzu Suzuki won after hitting 3 German suplexes.
Wow. They like Suzu a lot. I like Suzu a lot.
Like bridging on the... She's only, 21 or 22?
Something like that, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good for Suzu.
Yes.
Suzu Suzuki getting the main event spot.
Suzuki.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Suzuki. I mean, we'll hold off to what we both watched till the end. So if you want to talk about where...
Is that where you're at? That's it? You're just at the Tokyo Joshi Pro? That's all you have left?
That's it, yeah. Okay. I didn't
So I watched something really quick. I'll start with New Japan. We're not really doing a ton on the Tag League.
Yeah.
And I meant to look up Tag League standings.
Oh, by the way, since you're talking about New Japan, this came up in a totally not break that we took recording this show. January 14th, Las Vegas, TNA Wrestling Snake Eyes, Kazuchika Okada is working the show.
He has been quoted as saying that he doesn't give a shit about Impact, but he hates TNA with all of his heart.
So, wow. So he's there. Will Ospreay's on that show. That show's going to be fucking wild. I just really hope they don't have Okada versus Moose.
Yes.
Please, no.
I agree.
Put him like him and Josh Alexander. That match would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, let's make it happen. Let's go.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the standings so we know.
The Tag League
like
standings.
Where they're at.
There was matches today.
Yeah, all right. Well, I watched 2 from night 9 and night 11. We're not watching this a ton. It hasn't been great. It's not lighting the world on fire.
No,
so
it never does. I watched 2 matches from this.
Right, and it's unfortunate. But the first match that I watched was Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano versus Ren Narita and Shooter Umino, both with 6 points. The Team Chaos of Ishii and Yano win, go up to 8 points. I like this match. I mean, of course, I like Ishii. I like these young guys. This match is interesting because it's a tag match. Yano does his business, and then it just becomes Ishii fighting the other two. Yano sort of does a lot of outside stuff and like distraction stuff, and it's just Ishii pounding the shit out of people. Ishii, this one breaks down to Shooter versus Ishii, and it's fantastic. Like they're just killing each other.
What's up, Uter?
And the thing about Shooter that he needs to learn is that when you hit Tomohiro Ishii with your big move, don't pick him up. Because if you pick him up, he's going to duck the next thing you do and you're going to die.
That's usually what happens.
And that's what happens. Great end sequence. Ishii wins, but Shooter, I love Shooter so much. He looked fucking great in this match. And then from night 11, also Ishii and Yano versus Kaito Kiyomiya and Ryohei Oiwa. This one's quick. Goes 13 minutes. Yano plays defense. And again, it's just Ishii beating people up. And they win. The Chaos goes to 10 points, or maybe this is where they go to 8 points. I don't know. I can't really tell here, but they win. They won these 2 matches. So I think they're in pretty good position to make it to the finals. I don't actually know. Yeah. I think the favorites now are them versus TMDK maybe.
Oh, that'll get Ed to watch.
Yeah. So, but I don't know for sure. Don't take my word for it. But I was in the mood to watch Ishii, see what he was doing, especially against these young guys that I really like. I still agree. Like we said this last week, and you said it all the time. Kiyomiya just needs to stay in New Japan. Especially now, we talked about this. All Japan starting out. Draw Noah. Just stay in New Japan.
That's wild.
Stay in New Japan. I saw a picture today. Nakajima's dressed like Inoki, and everybody's like, he's coming. And I'm like, oh fuck, is he going to show up on Wrestle Kingdom or Dominion or something? Like, you know. But if All Japan starts rising up, I'm all for it. Like, I love Noah. You know, I love I don't want the memory of Misawa to die in any regard.
No, of course not.
But what they're doing now, like the opportunities they had from those years ago with the big New Year's show that was huge and looked incredible, and they've just slowly stepped down since then.
Yeah,
they've just gradually taken steps into the dirt.
Yeah, there's not a ton to get excited about with Noah right now.
And so if All Japan can step up, I fucking love All Japan. So in theory, I love the name. But yeah, like I don't want Misawa's memory to die, but they're not doing justice to it with the way they're running this fucking company. Like, get the Samoan Werewolf out of here, or whatever that. No, that wasn't even him who was there.
That was Lance Anoa'i.
It was Lance Anoa'i. It wasn't even the Samoan Werewolf.
And Saxon
Huxley. Like, there's just a bunch of people. I'm just not that in. Like, I like Anthony Green. I like some of these guys. Like, I like the Keno as a champion, but they're not doing enough to bring people in.
Keno Soya not getting the main event on the New Year's show.
No.
Marufuji and Ibushi.
Oh, that's the main event? Mm-hmm. That's not going to be a main event match.
It's a main event.
Marufuji's the better wrestler now. Ibushi's not full Ibushi speed.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yep.
That's really dumb.
Yep.
Because Keno Soya is probably going to be really good.
I would hope so.
But that's what I watched from New Japan. Right. And then also in DDT, their Grand Prix is going on. This is a Block A match. And also apparently for the DDT Universal title, Mao.
Fucked up wrestler for a fucked up world.
Versus Chris Brooks. Big fan of Chris Brooks from the beginning. Loved them the whole time.
You can't stop raving about Chris Brooks.
Love Chris Brooks. Absolutely. I hope he's at the DDT show.
So you can just go up to him and listen, day one.
Day one, brother. I'm gonna wear my replica shoulder strap that I bought.
Will you get a mark pick with Chris Brooks?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually do like him now that I watch him a whole bunch.
He's very good.
But yeah, no, absolutely.
But day one.
Yeah, day one fan. Absolutely. And I'll tell him that too. Day one, brother.
Yeah, dude.
Day one.
I will be.
And we're like, what happened to Cara Noir?
Remember Cara Noir?
Yeah.
That was fun.
So Mao wins this by count out. So let me explain the shenanigans. There were shenanigans in this match. So this match, not right in the beginning, but about 2 minutes in, they both are holding the plastic boxes that Mao uses, and they're doing like in-ring sequences with them, like shoulder tackles, drop downs, leapfrogs, all holding the boxes until they explode everywhere. So the match at the end sort of breaks down, and Brooks is they're trying to get each other counted out, and Brooks tapes Mao to a table. on the outside.
Jeez.
With athletic tape. He goes in the ring and he's celebrating. And the 3-7 Kamina guys come out, lift the table and carry the table and roll the table, like push the table under the bottom rope.
That's perfect.
To get him back in the ring. He then Mao cradle pile drives Chris Brooks off the apron through a table.
I like that.
And then when Brooks is out, they're off in the crowd at this point, and it's a weird setup. But there's like it's not quite a barrier, but there's like 4 rows of fans, and then there's a little bit of an upper level, and there's a little like ledge in front of them, kind of thing.
Was this at the venue? I think it's called like Shinjuku Face.
Yeah, I don't know. We've seen it before.
That's probably where it's at.
So Mao tapes Chris Brooks' feet together with the athletic tape, so he has to hop everywhere, right? And he's beating him up, and they're like 17. And they're like 18, and Brooks is trying to hop, and he gets to the ring, and he goes to hop up on the ring apron and misses and falls. And this is 19, and Mao gets up on that ledge that's like 4 rows back into the crowd and jumps from that to the apron at 19.
That rules.
Gets in the ring, 20, and he wins by count out.
Good.
Ton of fun, just madness. Mao is great, Chris Brooks is great, and just like, again, aside from New Japan, like people better watch out because DDT is the most fun promotion that Japan has besides New Japan.
It really is. It's fun.
Like it's even more fun than New Japan because they do shenanigans. But like,
sure,
but it's not better.
No, it's different.
But I enjoy DDT so much more than Noah, so much more than All Japan.
Yeah.
Like the DDT, I'm so excited to watch when I say, I'm like, what's DDT doing? Because they're always doing stupid, silly shit.
Yeah.
And then also Chris Jericho shit. But this was fun.
I saw Takeshita that kind of came out and said he's like, I want DDT to be like a place for dream matches and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I think he's wrestling, it's a New Year's show for them. He's wrestling Naruki Doi.
Nice. I saw that. That's awesome.
All the Doi boys.
All the Doi boys.
We're out, baby.
And also, just for Ed's sake, in this match, Schadenfreude is out to help Chris Brooks, so Takeshi Masada is there.
There we go.
And he takes part in the taping and the attempted detaping of Chris Brooks.
Takeshi Masada, Rising Hayato,
and Tony Wanda. He was there too.
The PVD Pro.
That's right.
Ed Division.
The Ed Division.
Yeah.
Right.
You thought the X Division was something,
Right.
You ain't never seen the Ed Division.
The Ed Division. What does everybody want? Ed. All right. That's it, except for 10th anniversary show of Tokyo Joshi Pro.
That's right.
And I only watched one match. You watched more than one.
I watched 2.
Did you watch the Max tag match? Is that what you watched? Okay.
So it was.
I ran out of time where I was going to.
It was for the Princess Tag titles, the champions free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Which is Hikaru Noah and Noah Kakuta going up against Max.
Max is the singles Princess title holder, right? Still?
The white belt.
Yeah.
That they beat Rika Tatsumi for.
Yeah.
So it's Max the Impaler and Palm Harajuku.
Yes.
Palm is like a fun little comedy wrestler, she's always like terrified of Max, but Max has a soft spot for Palm. Free Wi-Fi does retain. Poor Palm eats the pin because Max couldn't save her in time. So, hey, man, I thought this was a lot of fun. It was only I think 10 minutes. So, when I saw it, I go,
Max is currently the International Princess champion.
That's the white belt.
It's like this teal, greenish, seafoam green kind of belt, I guess.
Is there a title history on there? There is on Cage Match if you want to watch.
Well, Thunder Rosa held it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they beat Rika Tatsumi for it. Anyway, the White Dragon of Rika Tatsumi.
Yes.
But yeah, free Wi-Fi. They win. I did see, I believe
Maki Ito has held that. Yuki Kamafuku's held that. Thunder Rosa held that.
I believe it's December 14th.
Okay.
Tokyo Joshi Pro's running in California.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a split show with Prestige. I don't know if it's going to be streaming anywhere, but I'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And then, main event.
Yes.
2 out of 3 falls, 10 women tag. You kind of have the OG of Tokyo Joshi Pro because it's the Magical Sugar Rabbits, which is Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki.
Yes.
Miyu Yamashita, Rika Tatsumi, and Shoko Nakajima. Going up against Daisy Monkey, which is Arusa Endo and Suzumi. Miyu Watanabe, Moka Miyamoto, and Yuki Arai.
Yes.
Look at me fucking knocking names out of the park. What did you think of this? I'm curious because I watched it first.
Yeah.
And I put in the Discord and I was like, yo, I thought this was like great.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
So,
was there too much moving parts for you?
So there's a lot. So I don't know that I would say great.
Okay.
But I really liked it. I think that Tokyo Joshi Pro, when they do these matches better than anybody. More people than you think should fit in the ring, and it's just chaos. It's just a party match. Everybody's going in and out. And then it ends really cool when Yamashita just skull kicks. Was it Mizuki? No.
Miyu Watanabe?
Yeah, in the head. So the skull kick, the finishing skull kick was fucking insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to say great, but I did really like it. Just a ton of just madness, and I see it all over, and I don't particularly love it. When a lot of AEW tries to do when they do like their crazy 8-mans, and it's what the Young Bucks try and do all the time and all that. I don't love it, but Tokyo Joshi Pro does it better than anybody, and I like this a lot. And this is also kind of Yuka's send-off again, right? This is her last.
So I believe Yuka.
Were they in Kurikan? No.
Yeah, this is Kurikan.
Was it?
I believe Yuka had their last show yesterday or today. Okay. It was like
so this is their last Kurikan show.
Yeah, so
Yuka's coming to AEW apparently.
I guess moving full time to the States and everything. Crazy. So let's fucking go.
I think Yuka. We said it before. Like Yuka can do whatever you want Rhea to do, but better.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how if and how she gets over. She's in the fucking video game, which nobody plays. And she's been there before, but we've seen such a lesser presence of sort of these Tokyo Joshi Pro ladies, because we used to have Rika Tatsumi and whoever the hell else, and the one lady I don't remember who I liked with the short hair, but
was it Mizunami?
Yes, Ryo Mizunami.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like Yuka a lot.
Man, I really, really, really enjoyed this match. So, I read a little bit like backstory about it. Obviously it's the old guard versus the new guard.
Yeah.
When Arisa Endo got the first fall on Shoko Nakajima, they said that's like the first time she's ever got a pinfall in a match.
Oh, really?
Which is why like Korakuen went nuts when it happened.
Yeah.
And like her whole team went nuts.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of saying, and I remember months ago I watched a match with Endo and Miyu Watanabe, and it was kind of positioned as this is the future. Like we know. Listen, we're 10 years as a company. Yeah, people are starting to move on. Like you have Yuka moving on. Yamashita's getting a lot of play to come and be in the States.
Yeah, for sure. Maki Ito.
Yeah, Maki Ito's basically over here at this point.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal. The end skull kick was fucking gross.
I like that Yuka and I don't know if it was Rika or Shoko when they're trying to do tag team moves and they were fighting over who gets to do the tag team moves.
Because Rika Tatsumi's jealous, and wants to be a tag team with Mizuki.
Yeah, it's funny. It's cute. That was fun stuff. So
yeah, man, Tokyo Joshi Pro. I have so much fun watching them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we talked about it last week. I don't know if it was announced by then, but Tokyo Joshi Pro is having a show over here WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia. DDT's having a show over here WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia. So we've already determined, we're doing those two.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
It would be a grave injustice if we didn't. I think we cover them pretty much weekly.
Part of me wants to be like, who could we hit up to be like, yo, let's get an interview. But I don't know how all that fucking works.
Right,
I'm
you're running into
curious,
right?
But I'm also like, was it just a waste of time?
It's tough, like
I don't know how that works.
Right. You just ask, basically, but like it's tough to find, especially English speakers. You don't,
Yeah.
But you just reach out and find somebody.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also, like it'd be cool just hanging the fuck out. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed Tokyo Joshi Pro. I'm very excited for both that and the DDT shows.
Yeah.
I'm curious if anything else gets announced. I'm guessing no, but you never know.
Right.
That's all the actual wrestling we watched. What was your...
Yeah, that's everything, right?
What were your matches? Your favorite matches of the week?
Eddie Dragon. No-brainer. No-brainer there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that I liked the... Oh, man, which one did I like more? The DDT match, Mao versus Chris Brooks. I really liked watching Ishii wrestle. Sometimes I just need that Ishii fix. And they were fun, but they weren't super special.
Bait, huh?
Yeah, for sure. But, yeah. But yeah, Mao versus Chris Brooks.
Yeah.
You're going to say the Tokyo Joshi Pro?
Yep, absolutely, man. I had so much fun watching that. It was just fast-paced, nonstop, and feel good party times.
They do that better than anybody else, for real, for sure.
So,
yes.
So in what's now going to become a new segment on the show,
Tim Z asks us a question.
Yeah, Tim Z, the Tim Taylor question of the week. Dwicky, I love you to death. If you could somehow work the Home Improvement theme song into the Tim Taylor question of the week, I would be so happy. There's no words in that theme song.
Nope.
But just at the end, there's the So, if you could somehow, Dwicky, my sweet baby angel of a friend, I love you so much, and that would be hilarious. So, Tim, now you have to ask a question every week. Sorry, bud, I don't make the rules. So, Tim's question, pulling it up currently. So, he posed this on Twitter 5 whole ass hours ago.
Yep.
He says, curious for the Wrestle Boys of the soon-to-be named
Hold on
network.
1 second.
Oh, Dwick, you can totally do something, brother. It's the holidays. Please don't feel pressured. I know you're doing shit and you're killing the stage right now, and just but if you ever feel bored, So
I like that we put an obligation not only on Tim Z to answer his question, but also for to get Canada to write a fucking song.
And listen, Tim, if you forget to ask a question, somebody else could ask a question.
It's still
be the Tim Taylor question of the week.
No matter who asks it. We'll pick if multiple people will pick one.
Yeah.
That's the only one we'll answer, and it's the Tim Taylor question.
Tim Taylor question of the week.
It's happening. It's
question of the week.
It's locked. It's Stone Cold Lock of the Week. It's in there. The month.
Stone Cold Lock of the Century. Of the week. God bless you, Carl. Carl Bertana just say Jones or something. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Fuck, I love this. All right,
what are we doing?
So Tim asks, curious for the Wrestle Boys of the soon-to-be-named network at SPN Network on Twitter, soon-to-be-named-network.com, soon-to-be-named-network.tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Do any of you 4, which is referring to At Odds with Wrestling and us 2, at Odds Wrestling on Twitter,
Yes.
follow them,
Sure.
Joe and Adam.
Yes.
Do any of you 4 have any
Home of the hashtag Adam's fuck around playground.
Adam's fuck around playground tournament 2K23?
Yeah.
Do any of you 4 have any vanity projects you want to
Adam
work
vanity.
on? Well, that's what Adam said. He goes, an Adam vanity project? Do any of you 4 have any vanity projects you want to work on other than your shows? Would love to hear about them this week on your shows. So you have talked about this in the past.
Yes.
You put out a Cody Rhodes list one time. So you can take the floor.
I did, and I don't really remember the list. I think I have it somewhere. I think you and I come up with new ideas like on the daily for stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, I've teased and said that about doing the Terry Funk retrospective podcast, and that, at least right now, I want to do it, but it seems so daunting because I know how much work I would need to put into it to feel satisfied and feel like I was honoring Terry enough.
It'd be tough, like a one-man deal on that.
It would be a lot.
Real hard.
But, I think you and I talk about all the time, you and I and Joe talk about WCW 2000. We talk about watching Nitros and going through we just talk about all this shit all the time. Like, what would be great to watch? Yeah. So we were always coming up with shit. So like the biggest one is really the Terry Funk one. Michelle and I always talk about starting like a movie podcast,
which I sincerely think you should.
Which which would be easy because we're always here and we can just do it whenever. But podcasting takes a lot of fucking time.
Yeah, it does. It's a little time consuming.
Even today, Michelle, when we were sitting here before, Michelle and I came up with the podcast. They're not robot cops. Or was that what it was? It was something like that.
Yeah.
But it's me yelling it because Michelle constantly confuses Judge Dredd and RoboCop.
I don't know how, but she does.
And whenever we get in this argument, she says they're exactly the same. They're both robot cops. Yeah. And I say, they're not both robot cops.
You get ballistic.
She's so mad. And then she was like, well, Judge Dredd's the one with the robots then. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And she's like... And then I realized she's not talking about the Stallone Judge Dredd. She's talking about RoboCop. But she thinks the Dredd, Judge Dredd movie with Carl Urban is a robot cop. And she also thinks RoboCop is a robot cop.
Sure does.
And RoboCop is a robot cop. Dredd, not a robot cop. No. But, we watch a lot of movies and we have discourse and we like to talk about it. And I think we have a pretty good rapport. And who knows? Wings on Wings takes up a lot of our time.
Yeah.
The 4 or 5 of us,
Because here's the thing. Wings on Wings, like, I don't think people realize, like, we have to watch, like, a 20 to 25 minute episode.
Right.
Too.
Yes.
So
it's never a short night. We're
never
making wings. We're making sure we have sauces. We're, sometimes burning our asses. And then wrangling people because we do it in person. Yeah. And that creates its own other hiccups,
especially like this time of the year when it's getting winter.
But there's always other wrestling things sort of being kicked around. You and I kick around a Patreon sometimes. But again, you got to put in work to all that shit.
Yeah.
And,
listen, I feel bad because you do all the editing shit. Man, I don't do any of that shit.
Don't bother me any. Well, and that's the thing. Like, it doesn't bother me. But if it became 3-4 shows,
then it would start to bother.
It's also easier to edit something like this where we're just bullshitting or Wings on Wings that are only half an hour. And then you get into something that needs more of a form, that, needs to go from one place to another, that you need to remember what you said the week before, kind of thing. Because once we're done on this podcast, I say it here,
it's usually out of my brain.
I know, like,
sometimes, like, somebody in the Discord will say something, I'm like, what do we say? I don't remember.
Right. I always need to be reminded of who said what or whatever. So,
like when Adam said we were doing little live rounds on him last week.
What are you talking about?
I genuinely don't remember.
I have no idea.
And Adam, it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Sir.
But yeah, so there's always different irons in the fire, lots of wrestling stuff, movie podcast, so, and we do kind of venture into that stuff. Like that stuff has started to bleed into all of our other shows. Like we sort of, here we kick it in the beginning, Wings on Wings sort of goes all over the place.
The IMDb rundown.
Right. But,
Michelle's favorite segment.
Yeah, right. And she wants to start a movie podcast with me. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's, unless do you have anything? What would you like to do?
Man, that's a good fucking question. I know Joe and I used to tease doing the where in the WCW Worldwide.
Right.
Just running down WCW Worldwide.
Mm-hmm. That was one of mine on my list, was just the first hour of Nitro podcast.
Yeah.
Where we just left the main event shit alone and just did the luchador stuff.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Wrestling wise, man, that's tough.
There's so much.
I'd love to do like more Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
Old Japanese stuff. But a lot of it does get lost in translation. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would require me listening to like Between the Sheets for an 8-hour podcast, then breaking stuff down in Japan certain weeks and stuff. And like, I'm sorry, I just don't have the fucking time.
Right.
So like stuff like that would be cool. I always like, I don't know. I like to punish myself with like shitty wrestling sometimes.
Right.
Like I know like we've talked with like new gen stuff, you know, just to be like, was it really that bad?
Right.
You know, like because I look back fondly, that's when I was a kid, and that's when I really like fell in love with wrestling. Right. And is this something where it seems to get shit on more than not?
Yeah.
And like, is that something that I really was that bad? You know? Listen, I know like there's goofy gimmicks and stuff, but is there anything where I'm like, oh, I hate this and I can't watch this? You know? You know, that's probably like stuff I'd be into, or I don't know why, dude. I'm like been kind of obsessed with WCW 1994 lately, and just realizing, you know, because that's pre-Hogan and post-Hogan in the same year,
right? So
it's kind of like I want to see like the dichotomy and how shit changed, and because WCW 94 is a sneaky good year,
right?
I just. You know, even like that era of WCW Saturday Night where they switched over to like the weird like fucking mechanical entrance and all that shit.
Right.
Like my grandparents used to tape that for me, like those shows. You know, so it's like, is there going to be gems on there? Maybe. You know, but there's probably a lot of stinkers. But I want to go. Yeah. Maybe I would want to go back and see that stuff again,
I think if we were to do anything beyond this, besides this podcast, like if we were to start a Patreon, it would definitely be us watching something WCW from a weird era.
Yeah. And it's tough because, like, watch-along podcasts, I'm not, like, a big fan of, you know? I like when we do the Royal Rumble stuff with Michelle. That's purely fun. But... you know, you listen to the Conrad universe and press play on your Peacock right now.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to fucking do that. Right. I don't want to listen to you while watching the show, like on with a low background, because then I'm trying to listen to both. It just doesn't work. Right. Sometimes, maybe most of the time, not for me.
Right. It works when we do it with the Royal Rumbler because she has no idea what she's about to watch.
And so that's we get her fun. Yeah.
And doing that live, we learned that one last year, the year before, like the first time we did it, like they're better her watch along live, even though they're longer.
Yeah.
Because you get her instant reaction to some really stupid shit.
Yeah.
It was
her
hard
knocking the soundboard off the table last year because of how excited she got.
Right. It's hard when you're doing like a watch it and then talk about it, and you're like, well, what'd you think about this guy? She's like, ooh,
I know.
You need that live
by that
reaction.
time she's already over it, you know.
She fucking hates it.
Yeah. You know, that stuff would be fun. You know, early to mid like 2000s indie stuff is always fun. You know, that's kind of like a nice little sweet spot.
Yeah.
I don't know, non-wrestling stuff though. I mean, listen, I'll talk your fucking ear off about basketball.
Right.
You know, that's really my go-to was basketball. Although, I mean, I do love football, no doubt.
Yeah.
But, like, those, you know, something involving that would always be fun to do.
Right.
I kind of like, you know, we did the round ball preview this year, and I know we're going to do the All-Star break, like, episode, and I think Dwicky's going to come on with us. Cool. But, yeah, I mean, you know, other than that, to be honest, man, like, I have, and it's hard because it's like, I know I have time.
Yeah.
And I know other people don't have time. And I don't want to, like, ever burden anybody with that, you know?
Right.
Because, like, hey, I know, listen, you and Michelle, you do what you want, but at the same time, like, you guys got to do shit together.
Right.
No doubt. Right. You know, and I look at that with pretty much all my friends that are, like, married or in relationships. And I get it. Listen, brother, I live the life I live, and it's a lot of it's by choice.
Right.
You know? And, yeah. I just feel like sometimes it's like, oh, I have all the time in the world, but like,
well, it's
maybe
tough
nobody else does, and I don't want to burden anybody with that shit.
It's tough too, right? Because
I also, at the same time, there's only so much wrestling I could watch,
right? And
like, and keeping up with the weekly shit that we do, and I love what we do now. I love the format that we have. I think it's great for both of us. But like, you know, they're like during Survivor Series week, listen, I had some time off work. It was slow.
Yeah.
I was watching some old Survivor Series stuff. I was just in the mood. You know, it hit me where I was like, I really want to watch this stuff. But sometimes, like, there are weeks where I'm scrambling to watch my stuff I gotta watch, you know?
For sure. And well, it's hard too, right? Because everybody and their mother has a podcast, right? So there's got to be an aspect of like, am I bringing something to the table that nobody else is bringing? And I'm not saying you have to be wholly original. You know, we're not the first person to have a wrestling podcast. You know, but I think we bring at least our rapport is what stands out.
Sure.
But you know, if you go onto like a Patreon level, you're like, well, I got to make sure I'm creating enough content that the people who are paying, you know, even if it's $1 or $5, like, you know, you gotta make sure you're creating enough content for those people. And it's like, well, that's more work for me. And, you know, like, I don't know. I look at the quantity and volume that Joe puts out at Odds and Longbox Heroes weekly, monthly, and it's insane. And like, I know how much work he puts in everything, and I'm like, I just don't have that in me. Mm-hmm. You know, I could find the time, I can't find the energy.
Yeah.
You know, it's Longbox Heroes After Dark, at Odds, all the conversations with Joe, all the Patreon shows for Longbox, like all that stuff. Like, it does a lot of fucking work.
It's a lot of dedication.
And, you know, so like, I would love to do this kind of stuff.
I respect the hell out of like him and Todd for like
the
Longbox stuff, man. That's fucking
ton of stuff. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, we have fun doing it, so it's always like, oh yeah, let's do more.
And that's the key right there. I don't want to ever feel like it's a burden.
Right.
You know, like, oh fuck, we gotta do this. You know,
right.
I don't ever want to feel like that. You know, like, I've had good conversations with Tim and Marcus about this too. Like, you know, I don't give a fuck, honestly, how many people listen.
Yeah.
I was like, if my friends listen, that's good. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
If they listen, if they like it, if it sparks a conversation, cool as fuck.
Yeah. I don't
know. Even if it doesn't spark a conversation, if it's just like, hey guys, that was cool. Thanks.
I
appreciate
that,
it. You know? You gotta get that fucking in you.
Yeah. I didn't get, I don't think we ever had that push to like, oh, we're going to get famous from this, you know, like, I think in the beginning it would have been Joe that said like we were agendaless, and that's kind of true. We're just like, we said from the beginning, like, this, we would be doing this anyway. Yeah. In some cases we do this already, and then we still do it on the show. What we've already set up from the couch, you know. But you know, but we have fun, and you know, so you know, if we were to pick up a massive amount of listen, we have listeners. Like, we have more listeners than people I know, which is crazy to me.
Oh, dude, no, listen. When I say I don't give a fuck about people, listen. Thank you if you do listen. I really honestly appreciate it.
The goal of this wasn't to become influencers and get ads and all that kind of shit. God, we just wanted to talk fucking wrestling because that's what we're doing anyway, and that's what we love. Yeah, right. But you know, if people want to make us famous, that's fine. We'll take the money. I'll sell out in a fucking second.
Try me, but I'll make you famous.
But you know, like, I just, you know, if 5 people, if one person liked this show, then awesome, and that's why we're doing it, right? And because we're having fun. There is the potential, I think, that Wings on Wings after Wings on Wings could evolve into something somehow even more casual than Wings on Wings.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
You know, like, sort of become, you know, we always joke about like chips on dip, and you know, potatoes on whatever and all that stupid shit. mashed on mash.
Yeah, mashed on mash.
All that shit. And those, honestly, probably aren't going to happen.
No.
I don't think I don't ever want to do another food-based podcast after Wings is done next year.
I'm good on that.
But, you know, I think there is potential there for it to become sort of just a conversational, like, not current events necessarily, but just like a topical friends get together and bullshit podcast.
Sure. Yeah.
If that's what we all want to do, because we've been we started it before the pandemic, and you know, we took that time off, but like, we all get together and bullshit and we have fun doing that show. So who knows?
Yeah.
But there's always stuff. We always talk about stuff. I just don't, you know, the time and the effort is what's there. You know, and I don't ever want to take away from this show to do something else.
I agree with that too. Like, my biggest like concerns when it comes to that other shit is burnout. Mm-hmm. You know, just not having time.
Right.
That would be like my worst thing is like, oh, we're going to record at this time, and me for some reason not having the time to do it.
Right.
You know, listen, nobody's holding a fucking gun to my head, but at the same time, I don't want to be a dick. Like, if you want to do something, I want to be prepared. You know,
and I think if we were to do another show, which would maybe be on Patreon, if we were to do that, I don't know. It wouldn't be weekly.
No, it
would be bi-weekly at probably best, but probably bi-weekly question mark.
The bi-weekly train wreck?
No. But
that's for all three of you.
Yeah, if that's even a thing.
I wonder
three
if it's
people
still out there.
I don't know if 3 people even remember it.
I need to go dig it up.
But we're huge fans. I've been tinkering with starting, like I started like doing like a TikTok like the kids do, but like for my comics, because I'm a huge comic book fan. I have a huge comic book collection. I may or may not have had a hand in starting what eventually became Long Box Heroes, depending on who you ask.
How many guys from nowhere?
There was 3. That Facebook page still exists because I'm the moderator. Yeah, that's right. Never gave that one up.
Jesus.
But like I have a huge comic collection. Like I read, but then they just kind of sit, and it'd be cool to like go through and sort of be like, oh, check this old book out. Check this out. This is what I like. Whatever.
I think you should. I always like champion you. I think you should draw more.
Yeah.
Well, I like when you start drawing, I'm like, yo, I fucking love it
funny.
and do it more.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be something because obviously, like, you're very passionate about wrestling, no doubt. But like, I know your comic book side too, man, and like you're just, if not more, passionate about that.
I'm more knowledgeable about comic books than I am wrestling. Yeah. My memory's much better. Like, I can look at a pencil, I can look at comic art and tell you who drew it and where it came from.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you who was on WrestleMania 13. I've watched WrestleMania 13.
I mean, I could tell.
If you were to run it down, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that, but I couldn't tell you what it was. It's just my brain works differently for comics. They've been with me, well, I guess not longer, because I was a wrestling fan when I was a real little kid too. But yeah, like, so I always think with that stuff too. But again, it's time, brother.
A lot of things is time,
right? You gotta. It's not like any of us are sitting around like, oh, fuck, I got absolutely nothing to do. Let me do a fucking 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I'm never sitting at my house bored.
Right.
I can always do something.
If I do a 2-hour podcast, that's 2 hours less of ridiculousness I can watch. I stopped watching Ridiculous a long time ago.
I'm good. I'm happy you got off that teat.
I'm off that.
The Deer Deck teat.
I'm off the Deer Deck teat. I'm off the Impractical Jokers teat. They slip
God.
on every now and then. They slip in every now and then.
That's the worst, man.
But, yeah, so.
Are you sitting there, you watching it, me and Michelle just looking at you.
Yeah.
What are you finding?
I don't know. I like people being stupid. But that's ladies and gentlemen, that was the Tim Taylor question of the week. I can't tell if Tim's going to hate that or love that.
I mean, he's at not the tool man.
Either way, he doesn't have a choice.
No.
I hope if he hates it, he doesn't hate it enough to stop listening to the show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not
we love you, Tim.
It's not my fault your name's Tim Taylor. You could have been Al Borland, but your parents decided to not name you Al Borland Taylor.
Right. Your parents decided to not be cool.
I mean, I'll throw, I'm curious to hear what Joe and Adam say about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll throw it right back at Tim and Marcus too. I want to hear what they say on Final Wrestling Place. And listen, I know that they do other shit. I know Tim,
right.
They do Viewer's Choice. They do 3 Count Thursday. They do that WWE War, so they already have their hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But if, a real actual passion project that they'd want to do, I'm very curious.
Right.
And also, I want to see who's going to pay Marcus enough money that he'll watch ECW. Because he ain't watching that shit.
And Marcus isn't an ECW guy?
No, he's not. He's not a fan of the ECW.
He's not
that didn't make money.
An attention deficit criminal?
No, not at all.
That's funny.
No.
That's the other thing that was on my list too, because I have all those ECWs, all the originals and shit, and I would love to go through and actually see what was good, what wasn't, that kind of shit.
And a lot of stuff, man, you're looking through different eyes now.
Right. Absolutely.
So.
Did you buy anything this week?
I did.
Okay. I just got the email that my Lemmy Ultimate shipped. So
hey,
I'm excited to get that. Merry Christmas to me.
Fuck yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think I bought anything this week wrestling-wise.
So, I did.
Okay.
A couple things went out for pre-order that I bought.
Yeah.
And listen, man, I've been like, everybody's like, I ain't buying fucking shit anymore. I'm waiting for sales and like, hey, man, you do you. I ain't going to fucking hate on you.
Right.
Holler at, that's fine. But I've been going back and forth with it too, but I was also like, if it's something that I really want, I'm just gonna buy it.
Sure.
So I pre-ordered the I think it's Unrivaled, the Swerve Strickland figure.
Okay.
I fucking had I love that dude. And then I did get the Blood and Guts Brody Darby 2-pack.
Nice.
Not so much for the Darby.
Yeah, the Brody's
I really
awesome.
want the Brody.
I forgot that match happened until I saw that 2-pack. And I was like, oh shit, they did the handprint and everything.
I didn't order the Piper Steel yet because I'm fucking spoiled because of the Rick Jake 2-pack. But I'm also like, I'm probably going to get it because I just really want Piper.
You would think if they were smart, they would see the response to that and cut their production on this one.
This was already way in production.
That's true.
Like, I'm pretty sure they already have it like in hand shipping.
Okay. Well, if
because they don't really do like pre-orders on those anymore.
I will buy that all day for a BOGO, like we got the Jake and the Brood.
And that's where I'm kind of like
But it's a risky take.
I want to hold off, but then what if?
Right.
But they still have the original Hogan and Funk set, So
right. But it's a risk. It's
like,
a risky
do
take.
I want to wait a year?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well, and that's the ringside. Like I'm waiting to see what I think what the rock bottom is on that Suzuki.
I don't know if it's going to get much lower. I think next week.
Yeah,
will probably be the last drop.
Yeah,
because if they want to get shit out by Christmas.
Yeah,
because they don't want to get slammed with orders.
It was when I went on today when I saw they announced a new sale. It was 37 the other day, and I was like, right when I clicked that, I went 35, and I'm buying it. It went up, and it was 35, and I was like, oh, they dropped it by $3. They're going to drop it a couple more bucks. I don't think they're going to go $29.99.
Was it 34 now?
Yeah. Next
week they'll probably go to 31.
Right. And I will buy that.
Yeah, I was just looking at mine.
I've been waiting on that Suzuki. I don't love it because they made him too beefy. He's very beefy. It's like anime Suzuki.
I like anime Suzuki.
But I do want it. Aren't they doing Despy?
They are, yes.
Yeah. So,
but the Storm Collectibles, it's just kind of like
you
get it when you get it,
Right. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's all I got, brother.
All right, well, let's get out of
here. What's today? December 7th?
Sure.
Let's just say I'm waiting for shit in the mail, and I'm waiting with anticipation because it better be here for, let's see. When's Christmas? Christmas is the 25th. That's a Monday. Mm-hmm. So the 21st, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
Do you want to do gifts that day, or do you want to do them the 28th?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I guess it'll depend on if shit gets here.
Yeah, all right. That makes sense. Yeah.
So,
all right,
yeah.
Cool. We can play it by ear.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear.
All right.
I still got to get another thing for you because I got one thing, but
I don't have
shut your face.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I got your shit. Your shit's golden.
You buy for me and you buy for Michelle. So you need something for me and something for Michelle. Those are the rules. But yeah, I'm excited to give you what I got.
I get Michelle seafood and booze.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's like, seriously, just get me that. I'm happy.
Yeah, that is what makes her happy. That's true.
She likes seafood and booze.
Don't tell her I said that. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been WeNeedWrestling.
I think she'll admit that.
She will. You can find us online at WeNeedWrestling.com, at WeNeedWrestling. If you want to submit a Tim Taylor question of the week, you can submit that at WeNeedWrestling@gmail.com.
I'm going to text him.
We're a proud member of the Soon to Be Named Network at STBN Network on Twitter, soon-to-be-named-network.com, soon-to-be-named-network.tumblr.com. At the aforementioned Out with Wrestling, Longbox Heroes, Final Wrestling Place, Hayabusa, Profane Argument, Puzzle Warriors 3, our other show, Wings on Wings, which drops on Tuesdays, all that kind of shit. Check us all out there. Check everybody else out. We recorded this Thursday. It was not going to drop till Friday, but happy Hanukkah to everyone who celebrates, who's listening, and we'll be back next week.
We will. Yeah, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!